Listen. Oh man. Oh man. Y'all so funny, man. Look. Listen. All right, man. Look. I apologize for the delay. Yeah, I'm just getting up in here. You know what I mean? I apologize. It is what it is. I had to do a couple things, you know. Make sure everything was straight. To be honest with you, my graphics card had an update. All right, so let me give folks a chance to get in here real quick. So let me give them 5 minutes real quick. Let me give them 5.
OCO Freethinkers.
I broke down how they took our lands, when they took our lands. I even gave you verbatim government documents, time periods, and all. There's no excuse. And all those people that's yelling and screaming, talking about Africa this, Africa that, go there. We not stopping you. Go to Africa. Go live there. See if you can blend in. Ain't gonna be nobody standing there, welcome my brother, or you are American. There's no problem. Everything you need is here. Everything you need. Follow me. Ain't gonna be nothing like that, Slim. You gotta get in where you fit in, just like everybody else out there. You think it's gonna be a way better living in Africa? They fooled the people like that went on ahead and agreed with the American Colonization Society. They made pretend like it was gonna be a better way of living in West Africa because certain parts were not fully populated, but they were fully colonized. Oh, you gonna leave one colonized land to another one and think that's gonna be a better way of living? That's why it was less than 15,000 of them that went. Everybody else was like, kick rocks. What Negro problem?
OCO Freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
Relax and take notes.
He's here to make you think.
The Africans came way later, 1900s later. I put that on screen. We were not brought over here by way of slave ships. I put that on screen. I showed you that there was no such thing as a slave ship. I put that on screen. Number one, they couldn't come straight across the Atlantic with the ocean gyres there. They would be lost to sea. Number two, you're not about to fit 100, 200, nobody on a sailboat. They can't carry that much weight on a sailboat. Don't forget that they're calling them ships, but they were boats. Wherries, rowboats, those are small. The cargo ships came in the 1850s, and the first 3 cargo ships were owned by 3 different people, and those cargo ships were not being utilized commercially. The commercial use of the cargo ships came in the late 1850s. By that time, you had what, 10, 15 years more until slavery was allegedly abolished?
You are watching a master at work.
Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
We have been lied to about who we are. We're not African. None of us are. They got statue after statue up of Confederate soldiers, this, Union Army, that, this museum is this. You do not have the names of your heroes that enabled slavery the way that we were told. You're not telling us the names of the people that made it seem as if you won some type of war by capturing enslaved Africans and bringing them over here. And don't get it twisted, people came, but it wasn't you. Well, me and my wife tell you in these Statue of Liberty videos, but foreigners coming. This
motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
Once people get cognizant of what's going on, then yeah, we can make some changes because their stay is a temporary stay. The reason why is because if you look at the term resident, that means that's a person in transient status. That means that person has somewhere else to go. Yeah. That's not their original land. So this is what you're calling yourself when you're saying that you're a citizen. You're saying the same thing. A citizen is a resident. Resident is a person in transient status. That means you're there temporarily. That doesn't mean that you're there permanently. People are not tied to their states. They're tied to a state. Which one is that? It's 13 districts. So who was the head of the 13 districts? The corporation. So where was the corporation established? Washington, D.C. But Washington, D.C. is not a state, right? So anybody that's a citizen, that means that you're stateless. If you're stateless, that means you're not tied to any state. That means you're not tied to their constitution. The reason why is because you're tied to the city of Washington as a citizen. So you're here temporarily by their paperwork. They're literally trying to take you off of your land. That's the enemy. That's how you point them out.
This man is unstoppable.
This is the second time it was changed. I'm going to show you all something. These are the manuscripts of the Virginia Company of London. Look closely at the quote here. It says 20 and odd Negroes, okay? The West Indies. This is talking about the West Indies, where they got it from. That's where they were going back and forth.
I will not be debating Dane Calloway.
Yeah, that boy's scared. That boy's scared.
The best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes. Take notes. It's Dane Calloway.
Yeah. All right, Mag, because you know, I appreciate y'all for being here. I know it's late. We gonna get into this. Hopefully everything go well. We ain't getting no technical difficulties. I'm gonna warm up real quick. Hey, listen. I'm just trying. Let me get my mic right. You can hear me, right? Woo! You gotta have that bass up. Hey.
Set it on fire.
Yeah. Hey, we pissing them off too, ain't we? Yeah, hey, they know what time it is. We making them mad, huh? I'm glad we are. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm very glad we are. They can get mad all they want. We appreciate each other. Nah, this me on the beat. I made this beat. Look. All right, let me, I'm still trying to get hype. I'm trying to get hype.
Set it on fire.
I know it's late. I'm waking myself up, man. Late night. Now I know it's some, let me go ahead and cut it off right here, though. Hold up. Yeah, that thing ain't even mixed, but I wanted to play it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that though, y'all. Now, so I mean, what I really wanted to get into, I should have been talked about this. I know y'all wanted me to. No, this is not a bot channel. In fact, you a bot channel. Somebody pluck this guy up out my chat, please. What I was about to say. Yeah, the sniping real quick, bro. We gonna tell you what time it is. Real quick. There was a few things that I missed, but I really didn't miss it. I just had, some things. I had other things to do, but I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to bring this up right now. I'm trying to pull up this video. So basically, I'm gonna start off with a few videos. And of course, I'm gonna be talking in between it. This is a live stream. Those of you that missed the live stream that's watching it, as a playback. I appreciate you. And I'm also going to be clipping them up for those that don't want to watch like 2 to 3 hour live streams and stuff like that. I'm gonna have it set up where you get to see clips of everything that we getting ready to play today, everything I'm getting ready to cover. I got a surprise coming up. As far when you asking me to freestyle, I do got a surprise coming up here shortly. A big announcement, and it is what it is. The positive things are happening in my life. I like to personally thank all of you all for being here, especially during this journey with me. 10 years now. A lot of things tried to stop. Okay, a lot of things tried to stop me. Big things too. And I'm just thankful that it didn't happen. And I'm still here. I'm just thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything that the Creator has brought into my existence, including my existence itself. Thank the Creator for that. Thank the ancestors for, always looking out for my best interests and, keeping me balanced like my Libra sign, my Libra scale. But, it's been rough in certain patches during this journey, but I'm always, I come out on top each and every time because I know I look at my inner purpose of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Like, I motivate myself because, of course my children motivate me, but I definitely motivate myself because they looking up to me. And I got folks out there that's looking up to me to keep this stuff rolling and to keep it pushing, because it's not just benefiting like those of us that's watching or those of us that's listening. It's benefiting everybody else in between and outside of it. But as far as our people are concerned, I'm thankful that it is expanded to the point now that people are finally catching on to the old stuff that I put out 10 years ago. I'm thankful for that though, because hurry up, catch up. Like, I'm trying to get to the next step, but that is the first step. And I've been saying that for years. I said the first step is to know exactly who you are. Not just, basing it off of somebody else's ideology or some idea they may have, or a theory they may have put out there and claimed that it was American history, but it was never proven with documented evidence. See, a lot of people go out there and just talk trash about the things that they know about our history, but they never put it up. That's what made me popular. I put it up. That was the big difference between me and a lot of other people out there. A lot of people can run their mouth, but they never show and prove. And I don't mean show and prove that you popping up and rubbing hands with people. It got to be deeper than that. The people got to know what you're talking about. You got to have evidence to back that up. And that's exactly what I did. I provided that for the people. And then I did it in documentary format where I'm narrating and telling you exactly what my research is and giving you that information the best way possible where you could understand it and comprehend it, at an intermediate level. Like, because in advanced level, I was teasing advanced level stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, people ain't ready. I tested, I'm not gonna lie, I did test a lot of advanced stuff, especially last year. And it did well, don't get me wrong, but it was like, are they ready for that? Because see, you got to think about it. Like, things I'm getting ready to play is going to align with what I'm talking about. It never fails, because there's people out there that, of course, will have to still promote that same ideology because they know it's dying down. And now that people are coming in and wanting to learn more things about our history and what we have done and accomplished throughout the Americas in general, and especially in North America, the story has to come from us. That's number one. Number two, it always differs, depending on what side of North America you were living on. For example, not everybody went through the exact same thing, but the correlation, or what we can relate to, is the fact that we are indigenous to this landmass, no matter what, outsiders may claim. Keep in mind, they're outsiders. They were never inside for you to understand or know, for them to understand or know who was here and who resided here. Now, of course, they ran across those people, but they're not going to tell those people who they are because that will be considered a threat to them, right? I mean, think about it. Why would an enemy tell you something that's going to be beneficial for you to overtake the enemy? You are the chosen people. You've been the chosen people. That's why there were so many things put against you in a spiritual form in order for you not to know who you are, in order for you to misrepresent who you are and who your ancestors are. This is a big deal. This is more about, it's bigger than knowing just your individual history and history in general. It's bigger than that. It's about what the fight is about, why, our people are constantly, at the other end of an attack. Like, we don't even, so it's been multiple times that you guys can, have an example or say that it's an example of many people. Many of our people have been put in situations that were negative that they didn't ask for. Like, it was unwarranted. It was unwarranted. And they were like, wait, but like, for example, them getting harassed by police officers, right? As an example, or their credit not being on, equal ground with other people that just come here and we've been here. For example, right? It's not on an equal playing field when it comes to justice in anything, when it comes to equal rights in I'm just saying. Okay? I mean, it goes back to the simplest things that correlate to who you are to let you know exactly that you are misrepresenting yourselves by calling yourself terms that foreigners gave you. For example, Black and African American. We've been over this, but that needs to be eliminated. We need to get rid of these terms. This is something that's not working in our favor. Has it been? Since day one, it hasn't been. Like, if you look at the history of these terms, us saying we're this, we're that, we're this, we're that didn't work. They're not trying to hear that. When it comes to other people, the reason why is because you allow other people to take over what you already built. Culture, languages, spirituality. Like, I mean, we could go down to the foods and the arts and the entertainments and the talents, the gifts that we naturally possess. We've been sharing these things, and of course, these people are not trying to give us credit for being the trendsetters. Again, that puts us up too high. But that's what we should be coming in at, to correct the narrative. Now, when I'm getting ready to play, it's going to be that side. I'm going to play a few things, but I'm going to start off with that point right there, like controlling the narrative, right? For example, I've been out for a while talking about this, and there's people out there that will claim bits and pieces of what I'm talking about it, but twisting it in order for it to match their ideology. Let me give you an example real quick. Let me play this video real quick. All right, so let's start this off with Umar Johnson.
Journeys to America. So it's no myth that Africans were already in America. Yes, we were here well before the white man. Christopher Columbus described us to a T in his own journals. He said he saw black people who looked just like the ones he had seen in West Africa. Remember, Columbus was in West Africa first. He actually spent the week at one of the slave dungeons in Ghana. I forget if it was Elmina or Cape Coast. And it was while he was in Africa that he was given a map that showed him how to get over to the so-called New World. In Africa, they knew that there were three water currents. One takes you straight across to North America. Another one takes you to Central America and Brazil. And the bottom current takes you to the Caribbean islands. So he didn't discover. We told him how to get over here. You see, my issue with, now, to your question about the slave ships, one of the first things that they did post-slavery was destroy all the relics of slavery.
Hold up. All right, so, okay, now we know okay, what his agenda is. He's not the only one that's doing this, by the way, but he is basically the main one. What they would do is take some of my talking points and mix it up with their ideology, which would be the Pan-Africanism ideology, right? A lot of people have caught on to that. Based off of just who these people are, they caught on to their grift. They caught on to the fact that these people are spewing out misinformation and have been doing so ever since the 1960s. A lot more people are becoming aware of their lies. A lot more people know for a fact that they came from their ancestors didn't come from Africa. They were already here. They didn't come from a different landmass. They were already here. The Africans were already there. The indigenous people of America, we were already here. Now, when every time, I remember I brought up I'm talking about the simplest point that you could make. Because, these Pan-Africans would claim that Africans circumnavigated the globe, right? Okay. He's just now stating that Africans were in America. You see what I'm saying? When I was telling people that we were already in America, their duty is to switch it around and say that these people are Africans, automatically giving them a title of African. That was never proven. Christopher Columbus did not say anything about seeing Africans. He said Indians. People flipped it and said he called those people Indians because he thought he landed where? In India. You see how he's changing that? But I'm not going to forget that because that was the narrative that they were utilizing at first. I won't ever forget that. In fact, I even have videos of them stating that. But what happened was the reason why they switched it up is because I debunked it. So now they have to come up with something different. This happens each and every time. It never fails. Yes, he does not want to debate me because if we have a properly structured debate, I'm talking about where it's professional. We have judges, I'm talking about unbiased judges. It's being done in front of a live audience and it's being live streamed on YouTube. His career is over. We offered him $20K one time. He ran. We'd offered him $50K live. And he ran. Everybody saw him run. Everybody. And he calling himself the prince. So where's the king? Since the prince running, the prince got his tail stuck in between his legs. Where's the king? Bring him out. Where he at? See, the reason why is because he's definitely working for one of these alphabet companies. Like, okay, let me explain what I mean by that because I don't want people to think, oh, that's just a conspiracy. I was telling you guys this years ago. If you look at all of my stuff where I'm talking about these people that were talking about me, keep in mind, I wasn't talking about them at all. I didn't bring nobody up. They brought me up. Don't forget that. Let's make that clear. These people had my name in their mouth. I never said anything about them until I told people, I said, the only time I'm going to respond is if I see that somebody has a large enough following, because I'm going to take their people from them. Hands down. And it's not because they like my personality more so than his. It's not that. It's the fact that I'm talking about providing the information, not just talking. He do a lot of talking and he never show evidence. For example, how do you know that he's able to teach children if he never taught you anything? Whether if it was a classroom setting, I'm talking about like a PowerPoint presentation. something. Did he put out a study article? Did he put out any work in that nature? No, all he did was big, 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 right? Right or wrong? That's all he kept doing. But this is how you know that he's tied to the alphabet boys, because the reason why is because he's still sticking around without money. I told you that he was broke way before he just recently came out and said he was broke. He don't have no money because he don't have no control over what he's doing. None. He don't got no control over nothing. And see, he's there to do a job, but they not paying him as much as you think they are. This is how you know that he working for somebody else. Hold on, let me pull something else up. Matter of fact, because this is actually correlating. Like, remember when people were telling you, let me pull something else up real quick, y'all. Remember when people were telling you guys about Diddy, okay, was an agent working for the FBI or the CIA rather, right? I just want you to think about this for a second. They were saying early on that Diddy gonna get away with it. The only reason why they pulled Diddy out of that situation is because he messed something up. He didn't keep a promise that was supposed to be kept amongst the people that's handling him. Panhandling. But the same thing, apparently, Umar must have did something wrong, because so did Diddy too, and so did another informant that I'm about to pull up. That's the exact same thing as Diddy and Umar. They the exact same thing, and I'm about to show you real quick. I'm trying to pull that up. Watch this. And it's not even funny, because when you, okay, hold up, okay, I'm just making sure I got that up. Okay, there you go. So when you look at what I'm about to get ready to play, I want you to focus on what's being said and how this, like with them being FBI agents, I want you to see how, or FBI informants rather, I want you to see how they messed up before, but in order for them to get off and not do time, they got to do something for these alphabet companies. Okay? They got to control a narrative. And you know, people, sooner or later, people gonna start saying that Stephen A. Smith, they're gonna start saying that Stephen A. Smith is an agent too. Because he just got 3 people taken out of ESPN. Not just Shannon Sharp. Are y'all paying attention? Stephen A. Smith just got 3 people taken out of ESPN. Okay? I want you to peep game. This is not, and I'm talking about as soon as these allegations, watch, hold on, let me jump to this, and I'm about to play the other things. All of this correlate. But peep game, Stephen A. Smith was the first one. I'm talking about he had a full-fledged, edited, color-corrected, full-fledged video that came out the same night the rumor was started, or, you know, or it was a rumor at that time that, you know, Shannon Sharp did what he did with the Joan on the OnlyFans Joan, right? He immediately came out that night with a full-fledged video. And I was like, damn. I looked at that and I was like, yeah, that's suspect. As if he already knew what was going on, or he already knew what was about to happen. And he was almost telling Shannon at that time, like, hey, I can't help you. I mean, you know, they watching me, you know, and I had to talk to the big guy. I remember he was saying he had to talk to somebody. Like, why? Because I'm the one that brought you on. And I was like, bro, you setting niggas up. I said that then. I say he's setting people up. Because, Shannon Sharpe was in a very similar situation to Michael Irvin, right? Didn't some girl try to say the same thing to Michael Irvin when he was trying to get on the elevator? Y'all remember that? And that video came out, and it just showed that Michael Irvin was basically trying to move past Shorty. But they tried to say that he did something. You remember that? Michael Irvin, right? But who put Mike Irvin on? I'm telling you, these people exist, y'all. These informants are out here. And that's why they keep them around. That's why some of them get paid more than others. Because trust and believe, Umar Johnson, as far as donations are concerned, he had plenty of donations by now to open up their school. If that was his thing, if that was his intent for real. But that was never his intent. Never. I'm talking about, I've been here for 10 years. I ain't never talk about I'm about to open up no school making promises that I don't keep. I don't be doing that. But he came out and told y'all, right? 15, damn near 20 years ago. So just imagine how many millions that is. That has to be at least 2 million. At least. And that he blew that money. And look, he didn't get. Okay, hold on. I'm jumping again. Before we get to that part, let me play what I was talking about as far as the FBI informant. So I'm getting ready to play this video, and I want you to peep game. Watch this.
The Reverend Al Sharpton is denying reports that he was.
Hold up.
Good evening to you.
The Reverend Al Sharpton is denying.
Hold up. There you go. Al Sharpton.
The Reverend Al Sharpton is denying reports that he was an FBI informant. Documents on the Smoking Gun website show that Sharpton recorded conversations with New York crime bosses during the 1980s. He reportedly was known as confidential informant number 7. But Sharpton says he was a victim. He says he called the FBI after he was threatened. Sharpton admitted recording some conversations, but said he was never told he was an informant.
He said he was never told that he was an informant, but yet he working for them, right? Hold on, let me make sure I got the other one.
Thing about the new revelations are, quote.
Yeah, I got it. This is
Sharpton insisted he wasn't a rat.
In my own mind, I was not an informant. I was not and am not a rat because I wasn't with the rats. I'm a cat.
Okay. Now, the reason why I'm saying all of this, is because Al Sharpton's situation is that he got hemmed up. This is what happened. Look at the pattern. Even in history. Look at the pattern. The Jesse Jacksons. Look at the pattern of how they get caught up. Either they selling drugs, either they doing drugs. Look, all of them, by the way, all of them, including Umar, all of them, hard drugs, right? See, they useful when they on drugs like that. They useful, okay? So these alphabet people, not only that, they did something wrong in the past, something that was illegal, that they're using as leverage against them. Like, it's either you do this for us or you going to jail. They end up becoming an informant. That's for a lot. Have you ever heard when the rappers say that they got or they being harassed by the hip hop police? Who do you think the hip hop police is ran by? For example, anytime something go wrong in the so-called hip hop community, right? And they need activists to come speak out. how come Al Sharpton, the first one? You see what I'm saying? He the first one. And then you know he got some folks up under him. I forgot that guy's name, the dark-skinned guy with the bald head. He right up on what's his name? He called himself a civil rights attorney. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But well, okay, well, not all of them are boule, but I see where you coming from, yeah. But all of them are representing different fraternities. Yeah, Crump, that's his name, Crump. Benjamin Crump is the guy I was talking about. Yeah, Sigma Pi Phi is boule, yeah. But not all of them are Sigma Pi Phi. Some of them could be Alpha Phi Alpha. But yeah, all of them are tied to every single one of them, you know, are tied to that, including Umar. But that's besides hold on. That is a big factor, but that's besides the point here. You got to notice the pattern of how they being utilized. These people are nobodies at one point until they get, you know, in trouble, and they are evaluated to say, okay, that person is useful. This person is on drugs. Look, he Diddy too, right? Diddy had a drug problem. Didn't they say that? Diddy had a drug problem, right? Working for the FBI as an informant. Okay. And we already know Jay-Z tied to two informants now. Okay. The lady that he got heading Rock Nation, big time. Okay. I'm talking about she got big pull. And so does Diddy. Now, Diddy messed up. I'm trying to tell y'all, Diddy messed up. He must have did something within there to get himself hemmed up. But if he act right, they're gonna let him go. They already threatening that Trump may pardon him. I don't know if y'all heard that or seen that, but that was today. That was today. They were saying that Trump may pardon him. Yeah, that's Perez is the lady that was or that is still the CEO of Rock Nation. All of them are tied together, every single one of them, but they got a duty. They got a duty. So this was Al Sharpton's situation, and it is correlating to this exact same way how all of them are moving. Like, this is the pattern. Like, notice how that's not well known that Al Sharpton was an FBI informant. Okay. Like, it's not well known that Diddy was an informant. His father was an informant. Umar it's a whole bunch of informants. Stephen A. Smith. Correction, not Stephen A. Jackson. Stephen A. Smith. Definitely a big time informant. But yes, and that does hold our people back. Yes, Jesse Jackson was a big time informant. Major. Matter of fact, he played a major role in it, you know, MLK's assassination. Speaking of MLK, you know they released all them records, right? Y'all saw that? It's gonna take a long time. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's about to take so long. Look at these. It's so many records, bro. That's gonna take a while. I'm not gonna lie. That the MLK records gonna take a while. Now I'm gonna look through these, you know, but it's gonna take a while. We talking over 200,000 pages. This is gonna take a while. But yeah, I mean, just like how they did JFK, I'm sure they're gonna redact a whole bunch of information, especially people's names and addresses. But I'm gonna be looking into it because I'm looking for something specific other than the records that I already have I'm looking for something specific. I want to know that African guy's name. I hope it's not redacted. But I want that African guy's name that was the photographer that took the picture. That was right there. Remember when Jose said that was the informant, the FBI informant that took the picture, but he was posing as a photographer, and he snapped the picture as soon as, you know, King fell down, and he got the picture of half of his brain missing. Just like they had video footage of Malcolm X's assassination. The FBI was there. They were recording. They were recording. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna just let y'all know. I know I'm jumping with that, but I'm just letting y'all know that I am looking into that. But that's gonna take a while. Hold on, let me move this back over. Hold on 1 second. But it is there. At least it's there. But that's gonna take some time. Like I don't want to trust with people like, hey man, you can talk to some of these AI algorithms and it'll tell you the basis of what's going on in the joint. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because keep in mind, they're still gonna have a biasness about them because somebody programmed them. That's like, you know, you go in there and you reprogram ChatGPT, for example, but to fit you only. It's not gonna be like that for each person. Man, AI is super dangerous. But anyway, so let me get back to this. Let me pull that back up. So this is what our people are facing. Where actually we've been facing this same situation since the 60s. Has been people like him. Okay. Twisting and turning the narrative on purpose. Like for example, let me play this other one real quick. He was in South Africa. And shout out to the brother, what's his name? Oh, you didn't leave his name on here? Okay, there's a brother on that shared us this video, and I apologize, but shout out to you, brother. So this was Umar in South Africa, and he was bashing Black Americans in South Africa. Watch this video.
It's the same thing in America. You see your brothers and sisters over there psychologically confused, some of them, not most, but some, talking about they Native Americans. I'm a Cherokee Indian. Your ass is crazy. They won't even let you on the damn Indian reservation. I'm a Cherokee. I'm a Choctaw. I'm a Seminole. And all those Indian tribes used to own black slaves. Nigga, shut up. It's the same thing in America. You see your brothers and sisters over there psychologically confused, some of them, not most, but some, talking about they Native Americans. I'm a Cherokee Indian. Your ass is crazy. They won't even let you on the damn Indian reservation.
See, I'm telling y'all, he runs to South Africa to talk about us. He always running his mouth, right? He never back it up. Why you run all the way to South Africa to say this? I'm right here. We right here. And keep in mind, I always correct this little nigga. You know what I'm saying? We don't claim that we're Native American. And notice that, y'all. They always saying that we claim a Native American. Not one time did we claim Native American. Not one time. We know Native American is a foreigners group. We know that. I debunked that a while ago. I told you where that came from. The Know Nothing Party. That was a group of immigrants trying to get rights. They were called the Native American Party. The Know Nothings. Every time the news reporters asked them questions, they said, I know nothing. This is their history. They were the third largest political party during the time period of the Federalists and the Whigs. They were a political party. Prior to that, there were no Native Americans. You heard what I said. Prior to that, there were none. No, you need to get that right. We never claimed Native American. We're telling you that we aren't the indigenous people of this landmass. We are the Niji, the ones that they called American Indian, Ameri Indian, Urban Indian, okay, Afri Indian, Afro Indian, Black Indian, Colored Indian. All of these terms was out there. Negro Indian. This will pop up newspaper articles back then. This was already being said. Aboriginal, Aborigine. Yeah, Wild Indian. So I think what it is he's scared. He want to cross over. Like he saw somebody else did. At the same time, look, at the same time that he was being upset with me putting out this information, right? He mentioned my name multiple times. We came directly at him. See, I'm not the talk trash type of person. We get straight to it. You both times were the one that said you wanted to debate. I said you afraid. You keep running. How you want people to donate to you now? But when we offer up that contract for thousands of dollars, you run. Because the person is broke. But you still got a job to do. Look, Africans are coming. We are not African. We're not. The Africans are coming over here because they want to work and give back to their families in Africa. Because they are real authentic Africans from that continent. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, every single foreigner is doing that. Every single one. When we working with other foreigners from other continents, of other countries, they're there to get paid and send that money back over to their families. They've been doing this for years. Why you think they coming over here? If Africa was as nice as, y'all want to make it out to be, they wouldn't be coming over here. Still.
I did not go to build the countries, because in my country where I come from, I am poor, and I left my country because there's nothing for me to do. I didn't see any ways of getting rich in my country, so I decided to come to other countries to do something for myself. So unfortunately, I can't tell my African American brothers and sisters that when African people come to America, expect them to build with you. No, we're here to take. We are here to take.
You hear that?
Government, like right now.
Stop. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? Not to build, to take. Yeah, wait, y'all didn't hear it? Y'all heard it, right? I mean, we could go back, we could.
For me to do, I didn't see any ways of getting rich in my country, so I decided to come to other countries to take.
She didn't see any ways in her country to get rich, so she decided to come to other countries to take. Listen, y'all. Why is it so hard to believe? You act like you don't see this on a daily basis. You act like you don't see this. And what you gonna do? Blame all Africans? Nah. No, because every single other foreigner is doing the same thing. They trying to feed their families. They going to the best places that got the best opportunities in order for them to have the best life possible. Can you knock them? Just think about that, because why do we need to come to their places to visit them? Like, y'all need to stop going to visit Mexico when you seeing Mexicans, for example, coming here. They running from Mexico. Mexico got the cartel and a whole nother cartel, which is their government. So two governments fighting each other. How is it safe for you? A brother went to Mexico the other day. And let me play the video. This what happened.
I've been in Cabo San Lucas for the past 48 hours for a celebration for graduating from medical school. And me and my brothers were kidnapped, robbed, and beat, and thrown in cages. Held captive for 16 hours. Our jewelry stole. No more necklace. Cash stole out our pockets. And the result of this,
why?
My eyes swollen shut.
Why y'all going to Mexico?
I'm pretty sure it's fractured. This eye I can barely see out of. But I think I'm safe now because I'm in the airport, about to fly back to LA. For immediate care. Please, everybody, pray for me. And this is your warning to not go to Cabo San Lucas.
He said, don't go to Cabo San Lucas.
Stay clear, far away.
Stay clear, far away. Trump. And then he said, blame Trump. Huh? Then he said, blame Trump. Bro, what you doing over there? Trump ain't got nothing to do with all that. You went over there, got your jewelry, thinking everything's sweet. You know, you about to probably, you probably talking to some ladies or something out there, and then you get hemmed up. And you talking about blame Trump. Trump ain't out there. But I'm talking about, look, the reason why is, why would you go to an area where you're not welcome? Why? How does that make sense to you? You going to visit. It's a nice place. Okay. You out the country and you blame Trump. You at the airport and you safe. And you flying back to LA. Shouldn't you be thanking Trump? I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't get into politics with that on that note, because that was your fault. You went out the country and went somewhere where you ain't safe. That was your fault. That wasn't Trump's fault. Or any other president you want to insert there. But I'm just saying, you ain't gonna catch Umar over there. Talking about something, build with our African brothers and sisters. And that girl straight up said, hold on.
To come to other countries to do something for myself. So, unfortunately, I can't tell my African-American brothers and sisters that when African people come to America, expect them to build with you. No, we're here to take. We are here to take.
Listen, take her seriously. Take her seriously. Because she's not the only one. She's definitely not the only one feeling this exact same way, y'all. They're not over here to build with us. That's why I was like, why y'all, y'all tripping, y'all, I mean, of course, okay, don't get me wrong. Some of them are going to be watching and listening and learning. That's great. I'm not talking about them. The ones that want to support, because it's not all of them. It is some out there that want to support, that will support. Right? Wait, y'all saying what happened? Y'all can't hear me? We good? This live, baby. We live.
Set it on fire.
I don't see nothing wrong over here. Something wrong? The screen went black? Oh, okay. Nah. I'm not AI. I'm real life. I don't use a stage name. I use my real name. I'm not hiding from nobody. I'm real in person. I'm real online. If you want to come see about me, come see about me. I'm in Texas. Pull up. I ain't afraid of none of you bitches. I've been on camera. You know what I look like. And don't get it twisted. It's open carry out here. And we carrying everywhere else too. Oh, some some of them got it messed up, huh? All right, let me play this real quick. So now, all of a sudden, the pattern, let's stick to this. So the pattern is that now he wanted to tell you that he went broke. Right?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism.
But I want you to peep game. Hold on, because he's gonna be saying that like 50 million times. I want you to peep game of what he will state in order for you to, okay, I'm not trying to give it up. Let me not give it up. I'm gonna just play it. Let me play it.
Peace and Pan.
But just make sure that you listen to what he say closely.
I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account.
Stop. If you can't log into your account, what does that mean? Listen, what does that mean, y'all? That could mean you forgot your passcode. That could mean you got the wrong username. Or that could mean you got hemmed up and they froze everything. Right? You did something wrong.
So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account.
Stop. They do have a record of your account, regardless if it's closed or not. They will tell you right then and there. Everybody out here know he lying. Anybody with a bank account know he lying. He full of shit. As soon as you type in that card number, they gonna know what's up with that account. There's no reason why they wouldn't know about that account now. It just don't up and disappear. It don't work like that. If it's frozen, it's frozen. If it's seized, it's seized. They gonna let you know what happened. So we know that right then and there, he was informed of what happened. So now he gotta give his side of what he want y'all to think happened so it could go in his favor.
They had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account.
Think about that. The bank that he been with since he was a teenager? Like, you made it even worse. You made it even worse. You know they're gonna have your record. There's no way that they don't. Like,
so then I called.
They're gonna have your account information.
And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen.
Okay, so his personal and his business account has been frozen. So let's think about that for a second. So how could they know that it has been frozen, but you just said that they couldn't pull up your account?
Set it on fire.
Hold
fire,
up.
Fire. Fire.
They couldn't pull up your account. Come on.
Both bank accounts have been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen.
We heard you the first time.
And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part?
Whoop. Why would you ask them that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's on.
Wait a minute. Why would you gotta ask them what it is about? Not tell them and ask them what it is about. Not tell them and ask them what it is about. He told on himself. That's what informants do anyway. Peep the game.
I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account.
Stop. They don't freeze. Hold on. Stop. Without your knowledge. Well, no, you know what? Hold on. I take that back. They can do something to your account where they would pause all, but you got to call that in. You got to let them know, hey man, that's not, or they calling you. Like sometimes they'll call you, hey, did you make this transaction? Was that you? No, that wasn't me. All right, so we go freeze up the account, switch everything, woo, 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 woo. They jump into action if you got the safety on there. If you don't, you got to manually call in there and say, hey man, what's this on my account? I didn't do this. And then they gonna freeze it, right? Or, y'all so funny. But I mean, okay, you did something wrong. It sounded like you pulled. Hold on. Let me not say that just yet. You did something wrong.
I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account.
Okay, so if they did that, let's just say, for example, this is, okay, we know he lying, but let's just say that he telling the truth, right? Let's just say somebody tried to access his account. Notice the key word there was tried. Tried. Right? They informed you of allegedly what happened. They tried. So your account should be coming back up anytime now, right? Why did you make a video about this when they already handling this so you could take back control of your accounts that got money in it, right? You said that they tried. Look, put it together. You said that they tried. Not that they did. You said that they tried. So let's just say for security reasons, they froze the accounts. It's not going to take that long for them to regain access to that account. Once you redo everything, redo passwords, redo codes and all of that. It ain't going to take that long. right? You're using a different email, whatever, right? But if it's suspicious activity, it could have been one transaction. It could have been two transactions. It could have been more. Right? You would know the details of what happened. But if it was based off of somebody trying to access your account, then what else did they do? That's left open. So he wanted you to mentally put them together as if they were two of the same thing, and they were not. Trying is one thing. What did they do is another. Fraudulent activity, like what? If they tried to do something, you said they tried to get into your accounts. Okay. What about the next thing? As to the reason why, what he about to say next. I just want y'all to peep game, because with him understanding psychology, he would use reverse psychology in a way to fit his narrative so people won't put two and two together. He will basically say one thing, skip the rest in the middle, and go straight to the end. That's purposely done in order to psychologically insert whatever it is that your imagination will assume that it is. And you'll put it there. And you'll have his back. It's real easy to point out.
I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th.
So they sent you a letter. Wait. Hold on. Let me get the dates. What he just said right there was critical. Hold on.
Personal account and the FDMG situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th.
Okay, you got a letter July 10th for activity that happened on what?
The day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th.
So it happened in June and then July 25th. Nah, they don't send you. If they see, that's cap. Because if they see suspicious activity, they're not going to send you no letter. They're going to call you. They're going to call you. They're not going to send you no. They may send you a letter. I never seen that before. But based off of, I'm talking about what I know, they going to call your ass. Yo, what's this? Did you do that? Was that you? Hey, are you, like, anytime I'm going in another state, for example, if I'm going to another state and I make a transaction, they calling me immediately. Is that you? If I'm going further in the state that I'm in than which I usually, frequent, they go call like, hey, is this you? Especially with multiple purchases like that, where, amounting to days, you lying. You definitely lying. They ain't no, they send you a letter and that's it. Nah.
I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th.
And look, and especially when you got a business bank account, like when you got a business bank account, they calling you. When the business transaction was made and it's unusual, they calling. Because you can sue them if something up. If they had a security breach, that's on them. That's why they got insurance up to $250,000 for each account for stuff like that. But I mean,
Medea went
let's
public.
see.
That's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. July 25th, that's when Medea went public. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. So y'all know my I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense.
Okay, all right.
Fraudulent.
So he mad at somebody. Whoever he's talking about, he mad at them. There ain't no way in the world. If he's talking about somebody that's online, there's no way in the world they're going to be online and also trying to tap into your account. Yeah, that's a federal crime. They'll be arrested immediately, and the bank will be able to find that out ASAP, especially if you know who they are. You giving them titles and you playing around. If this was serious, you be calling out their real names. If this was a serious deal, you'll be saying their real names and where they reside, what YouTube channels they frequent. You will be saying some real shit. Like, I will be online like, no, it's such and such and such and such. Tried to tap into my account and we know we got this. We gonna sit it down. Y'all gonna be in trouble. Like, you don't give them nicknames and try to make it like kitty-like. You don't do that.
Activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity.
Okay.
That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa.
Medea went public? Wait, is he talking about Tyler Perry? Who is he talking about? Because Medea been out for years. Tyler Perry been Medea since he was selling his shows on tapes when I was in school. Who is he talking about? Who is he? His baby mama? Y'all saying his baby mother? His ex-girlfriend? Damn, does she look like Medea? Bruh, that's not a good look. You shouldn't be. You should have kept that hush. His ex, are y'all kidding me? His ex-girlfriend look like Medea? Oh no. Hold up. Okay. Let's switch musics. Let me go Resident Evil 7. So his girl look like Medea. Somebody send me a picture of his. Nah, let me not do that. I'm not going, because whatever. He calling his own girl Medea. So that's messed up. Medea new movie came out July 11th. She's cute, chubby, and homely. So why he calling her? Oh, she old? Baby, he old too. She's not bad looking? Okay. I mean, he shouldn't be calling her. Like, I wouldn't even, I'm not going to disrespect. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of, you disrespecting yourself in a way. Based off of who you saying, what type of women you choosing, and you describing her as Medea? A gay man? And he's saying Pastor who? Who is he talking about?
Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal.
Oh, man. Okay.
Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy if you want to make a donation to the school. hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account.
So he's asking for donations because notice how he said his personal and his business account basically are frozen. He can't do anything with that. That means he's out of money. He don't have any money. So he asking for y'all to send donations because he did something fraudulent with the other money. Man. I hope people caught that.
If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this.
Pastor Bussy. Who was Pastor Bussy, y'all? Who was he talking about? Is that her new boyfriend? Whoever Pastor Bussy is need to change. Yeah, I mean, I think he coming up with like a stage name for people. Like if he ain't serious, you know he ain't serious. He's talking about a YouTuber named Leon Honor. Okay, Okay. Nah, he ain't talking about Storm. He ain't gonna talk about Storm. He know better than that. And the brother he probably talk about probably don't take no shit neither. That's probably the reason why, Umar trying to give him a nickname. But he probably calling him out. Oh, he be on his head? Oh, okay. I thought so. All right, good. Okay. But I mean, and that's defamation. You trying to say that they did something like that? They could get you for defamation, Umar. You tripping. This is how you know he an agent. You don't just throw that big type allegation like that on somebody that's literally online. That if they wanted to, they could get you for defamation right then and there. There's video evidence. But at the same time, that's only if he say that guy's name. This is probably another reason why he uses stage names. Okay?
I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. Now,
we heard you.
With that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money.
Stop it. Get some help.
We do not care.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. All right, hold on. Go back a little bit.
With that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now.
So, okay. Okay. But he ain't trying to tell y'all that he tricking that money. You know he tricking that money, right? And that young lady that, that he was probably with, that he calling names and stuff like that, calling her Medea, he tricked on her. Guaranteed he gave her some money. Guaranteed. He giving every girl that possibly, he could get some from some money. He been tricking that money. And he definitely, he's snorting it too. He's snorting it too. He definitely on drugs. He on there. I'm sure that's gonna come out soon. It ain't no shame in his game for real.
I will not be debating Dane Calloway.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm trying to tell you. Look at the difference, bruh. You can tell, bruh. It's been getting to him. And what's been happening lately. Now, I know for a fact that he got a sick mother at home. Okay? And I'm not going to be disrespecting nobody's mother like that. This ain't got nothing to do with her. But I know that he been trying to do what he got to do to take care of his mother, right? I'm just saying. But he doing it the wrong way. He messed up. He messed up somewhere, got his accounts frozen. He did something wrong. He probably tried to do a scam. Probably, most likely. Eventually that's gonna come out. He'll tell you. He gonna tell you. Everything he do gotta be public because of who he working for.
I will not be debating Dane Calloway.
I'm just saying. And he asking for donations. He wants you to feel sorry for him. He told you the situation. Allegedly. So, hey, y'all gonna donate to him?
Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there,
wow.
For my loyal supporters, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back.
Wait, until your bank account is frozen or canceled? You messed up, Umar. Why would you?
Life is without
guilty conscience right here.
So for my loyal supporters out
Watch.
there, for my loyal supporters, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself.
That's his mother.
Until my bank account is frozen.
Until his bank account is frozen.
Or canceled so I can get my money back.
So he could get his money back. Maybe he just misspoke right there.
And open up a new account. Please hit my Apple.
Wait, and open up a new account? You already know the end result? You was trying to make it seem like you about to get that account back. Why you got to open up a new account? Your bank account is frozen. You told on yourself. Your bank account is frozen. The feds came after you. You did something wrong. The feds came after you. Your bank accounts were frozen. They probably got you on child support now. Let's be real. You got children out there you ain't pay for. The government gonna want their cut. And they came after their personal and their business. And they froze that account. You know that because you just said you got to open up a new account. There's no way that you know the results of what's about to happen until you say it to the end of this month. So how you know that you got to open up another bank account? Bruh. Right, yeah, 15 years. You would think that he should be in a Rolls Royce or something. He's still in that same car. Now, I'm not trying to say that he need to be flashy. I'm not saying that. But I'm talking about with the amount of money that he done made over these years, you wouldn't be in that same car. And on top of that, you would have your own place. If you would have did your money, you can tell that he not really good with his money. The money that he do get, you can tell. Every time, when he was in his apartment, before he got evicted from his apartment, the background was junky. He was living in filth. I heard that the house, his mother's house that he's living in is basically in the same thing, in the same condition. Apparently she need to be in a group home, and he don't want to do that, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would probably feel the same way, because that's his mother. But I heard he locking out the rest of his family members from trying to take care, of the mother, trying to step up and do something. I heard he blocking them, all them family members out. But see, I get the direct word too of what's going on. I know people that's around him. that know what's going on. And I'm like, all right, so, I mean, we should have been had this debate. Like, if you think you're going to win, you're going to need the 50K. You're going to need the 20K. If you think you're going to win, Umar. But nah, you want people to donate so you won't have to pay taxes? Is that what it is? Oh, so it won't pop up because you owe back child support? That back child support gonna go. They gonna get you for that. They gonna get you for that. That's exactly what happened. Okay, watch. Okay, notice how he said the end of the month, right? Damn, that ain't that today? Like, so you should be hearing something tomorrow, at least. But you already heard something because you slipped up and said that you're gonna have to open up a bank account. He came out his own mouth.
For loyal supporters out there,
he said it
for
himself.
my loyal supporters, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay.
And open up a new account. He told on himself. So even though I'll give him the fact that he misquoted himself right there, or he said something wrong right there. I'll give him that with the little, but he messed up saying that he got to open up another account. Like, let's be real, because you really don't have to open up no other account once everything is cleared. The only time you doing that is when everything ain't clear, and you can't open it up with the same bank. They're not about to allow you to open up another account when you mess them over. That's another thing. That's the reason why it will be no point to open up a brand new account if they fixed your account. If you ain't do nothing wrong, it wouldn't be no need for that. So you told on yourself. You told on yourself right there.
Or hit my PayPal. My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com.
Right after that.
So that's PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist.
All right, so that's a different PayPal, because that's not even the PayPal that I sent the money to. Now remember when I came out after that, when we went through we was going back and forth during the live stream. He was live on Instagram and I was live on YouTube. Y'all know right after that, his PayPal got frozen. Y'all know that, right? Now, you could open up another PayPal account. Now, that's something you could do. Even though PayPal acts like a bank, technically all you need is another email address. That's a brand spanking new PayPal address. That was not the same PayPal address. Y'all could go back on my videos. That was only a couple months ago.
PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
Oh, bruh.
Stop it. Get some help.
No way. Nah, bruh. This nigga delusional. Are you kidding me? Yo, whole time you been online, you ask people for money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What world do you live in? But that's what he's supposed to do. This is his job, y'all. I told y'all this is his job. He's an actor. He putting on the front. Now, if you just think for a second. You know for a fact that he just straight up lied right there. What makes you think that he not gonna lie about anything smaller or bigger than that? You know for a fact that he just lied. Look, listen to that.
For $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
That's cap. Like, we know that's cap. Everybody in here know that's cap. So what makes you think that he not lying about something smaller or bigger than that? This is crazy.
I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless.
Stop. Stop. You donating to the Academy for Boys. You don't have no boys, you have daughters. What was the point of saying that? In other words, you told on yourself again. So if you don't have no boys at your academy, then where the money going, Umar? You don't have no boys, you have girls. It's definitely not going to your daughters. Where the money going? You telling on yourself.
Project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve.
Right after that, what boys?
Right now, I don't have any.
What boys? Ain't nobody sign up their sons to this academy. Why? Because the academy doesn't exist. That's why. The academy never existed. You might have started up a nonprofit in order for you to, get your donations. Regardless if it was nonprofit, you still would have got donations tax-free. But what academy? 15, 17 years, what academy?
Money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account.
So he's saying that they tried to hack into there. Now, he didn't say that at first. Now he's saying it.
So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill.
That's not, no. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. Then he going to say that he going to lapse on his utility bills. You ain't even got electricity in there. You don't got gas in there. Whatever utility bills you talking about. If that was the case, you wouldn't be live streaming for your cell phone in your car. You would be live streaming from the so-called building that you own, right? If the internet was in there. So he giving you things that you could relate to. That's reverse psychology. He giving you things that you could relate to so you can reach in your pocket. Nah.
We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG.
What bills? On a lot of your bills, what bill? And then it don't take that long. You about to find out at the end of the month. You about to find out tomorrow. How you going to you automatically know you about to lapse on your bills. You not behind? Or are you? I told you he ain't had no money. I told you that. He telling on himself.
Bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved. If I don't have Cash App, nor does FDMG have
the bank is not. Yeah, he did say that. And then he also said, matter of fact, hold on, peep that. He just said that again. And I remember him saying that right at the top of this conversation. But in between, he said that he gonna know something at the end of the month. But yet, keep that in mind, y'all. But yet he don't know of the timeline.
Cash App. I do not have a Cash App. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal, paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Although Leo season is off to a rocky start, brothers and sisters, we will overcome. Shout out to all my donors. Newark, New Jersey, I'ma see you. Nat Turner, I'ma see you. Mobile, Alabama, I'ma see you.
Stop. I'm about to show y'all something real quick. All right, let's read this real quick. Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives, right? Public statement on Umar Johnson dated April 18, 2016. To whom it may concern, the family of Frederick Douglass have received numerous inquiries about Umar Johnson, questioning his relationship to Frederick Douglass. There have also been questions about the legitimacy of his PhD and handling of the donations he receives for a school he is promoting. Keep in mind, this was 2016. We can tell you with 100% certainty that he is not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. Okay.
It's up.
Not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. With that being said, Mr. Johnson is very careful not to bill himself as a descendant. That he doesn't correct people when they refer to him in this way. He calls himself a blood relative. Okay? Now, remember how he kept saying that? In other words, they already pointed this out. This was a long time ago. 2016. And people was donating for his school back then. What? I'm telling y'all, you got to understand. Nah, we can't. Look, he already sold himself out. He sold himself out. He sold himself out a long time ago. There's no helping him. That's just like it's no helping Diddy. It's just like it's no helping Al Sharpton. It's no helping Jesse Jackson. It's no helping Stephen A. Smith. It's no helping them agents. What you mean we need to help them? Y'all got to stop being so nice to your enemies. Matter of fact, you shouldn't be nice to your enemies. They not being nice to you. No, it could have been longer than 2016, but this particular one, when they put out their statement, was in 2016. Okay, we already know that he's been doing this ever since he started. He's been doing the exact same thing ever since he started, as far as the school is concerned. Like, we could pull probably stuff back from 2014 where he was talking about it. I believe he gave like a quick tour of 1 or 2 rooms. I remember that. I have that, but I will have to go pull that up. But there's so many other things that people have sent me where I can actually just, it's no point for real. Like, I really wanted to keep it, you know, on an academic level where we go back and forth about this and a debate and let the people judge. But he don't want that. The reason why is because his handlers don't want that. This is the reason why they was attacking this entire time. So I attack back, especially when I know what's up. I don't come up on here and state lies. I don't have no reason to lie. I don't have no handlers. I don't have nobody I'm answering to. Like, ain't nobody cutting me no check. I'm not an agent. I'm not an informant. I don't work for no alphabet company. None of them. I work for me. I work for my family. I work for my ancestors. I work for my creator. I work for you. I'm for the people. I've been this way since day one. Ain't shit changed. Yeah, Marcus Garvey, another agent. And look, even Jamaicans know that. Why you think he ain't buried in Jamaica? He braid right where them people, right there where them people hired him at. Right? He couldn't come back to Jamaica for that reason. Them Jamaicans knew what time it was. And so did he. Soon as he would have showed up, he would have been gone. Them Jamaicans don't play that. You want to run with me? I murder people for fun. Murder bomb black cats for fun. Y'all got it. Look. Y'all seen that movie?
Set it on fire. Fire. Fire.
Fire. Yeah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You see Bella, you know what I'm talking about. But that was my part. Now y'all can't lie. That was my part. That was my part right there. That was there. Yeah, he tore that up. But and I really wish they could have, man. Rest in peace, DMX, man, because I know they could have did another one. Rest in peace to X. They could have definitely did another one, man. Rest up, X. So yeah, let me pull this back up. Hold up. Oh, I forgot that was a screenshot. I thought I was on the website. Stop it. Thank you. Yeah, they could have did. I mean, I just know for a fact that X was going, turn up. Nas be, he be going ham too, but X was my guy. That was my guy. I had every album. All right, hold up. Now I wanted to switch to this particular video right here. Now I didn't get a chance to. Who sent me this? Wait a minute, now I gotta remember who sent me this. And I didn't get a chance to see it all the way, but I heard it and was like, oh, and I stopped it right there because of something. I can't remember, so we about to be watching it at the same time.
Biden, in his...
All right, okay. I'm just making sure everything's straight. And you know what I noticed? I was looking at the playback of certain videos. Some of my videos was skipping. I'm gonna have to look into that and find out why that's the case, but we should be good to go now.
Political rise through the BCCI Bank out of Karachi, Pakistan, out of Luxembourg, and out of London, England. And so these 9 knights out of the 13 families, from the Rothschilds to the Lee family, LI out of Hong Kong, each of the first nine families are protected by an organization today that was created in 1930 called the Pan-Hellenic Greek Divine Nine.
Pan.
So the term pan means cornucopia. It means a two-horned demonic entity.
Stop. That's probably where I stopped at. I said, yeah. Who sent this to me? Shout out to you. I can't remember who sent this to me, but I guarantee that's why I stopped at right there. Like, straight up. Because they call themselves Pan. This is another reason why you know that they're working against you. They're working for somebody else. Like a narcissist, for example. The narcissists always have that type of behavior. Okay? They only feeding off your energy because they don't have energy for themselves. Yes, they are a demonic entity. They want to suck you dry. Right? They want control over you. They want control over the narrative. So they'll manipulate. They'll gaslight. Right? That's what a narcissist does, right? Notice the behavior. There's men and women. This is existing now. It's been happening. These people are all around us in disguise. Noah, their soul is already gone. Whatever you want to call it, their spirit already gone. Already gone. They're puppets. That's right.
So I don't know why that many black people, not all, but a certain percentage, they call themselves, I'm a Pan-Africanist. Well, the term Pan means a two-horned cornucopia demon. And the term Africa is named after a five-star general, Leo Scipio Africanus, whose family built the underground dung tunnels for the trafficking of children during the Roman Empire. So we got 35 million black folk calling themselves African Americans. And we got, 70%, 60% of the world of people of African-centric descent have named themselves after the name of a demon. Why? Because the word of the Lord says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They have no knowledge because they have no divine understanding. And so the term, again, Africa is a misnomer. That's not the original name of the continent. The original name of the continent is Alkebulan.
And that's wrong. I debunked that. The Alkebulan, I debunked that. That was not the original name of Africa. So, let me throw the disclaimer out there. Not everybody that, their video that I play, there's going to be certain things that I agree with or certain things I disagree with because I did my own research. And that's one of them. I disagree with that. Actually, it was two of them because he's saying it came from African or Cyprus. And this is all fairy tale stuff. Same thing with Alkebulan. That's not even an Arabic word. I debunked that. That's not even in their language, no matter how you break it down. Okay? Even if you try to break it down in syllables, for example, that's not even a real term. The person that created that I showed you called himself Alkebulan, Dr. Alkebulan. That was all a scam, just like how Umar Johnson's situation is. And throughout my entire video, I debunked that, like with proof, with evidence, and showed you where it came from and what the agenda was all about. And I got the maps that he hired that map designer, okay, to make that map of Africa upside down with all the rest of those names that ain't got nothing to do with them goddamn tribes. And they tried to put that out in 2017 and say that was real. That was totally incorrect. That was made up to fit his narrative. That is not the original name of Africa. It wouldn't be an original name of Africa because Africans don't all speak the same language. Listen, it wouldn't be no original name of Africa because not all Africans speak the same language. So whatever name that they would refer to the continent, if they look at the landmass as a continent, that they refer to it as, they will use their own native tongue. So there's not one set name for the continent that we are calling Africa. Yep.
So the term, again, Africa is a misnomer. That's not the original name of the continent.
That's right.
The original name
if you ask any African, they would tell you the same thing. Keep in mind, we are calling them Africans. They don't call themselves that unless they're speaking English. That's the only time they will refer to themselves as Africans. Otherwise, they will refer to themselves as what? By the name of their tribe. It never fails. Same thing with us. Same thing with any other landmass that has tribes of people. That's a name that their people agreed upon to refer to themselves as. Not a name given to them by a foreigner. So when you saying Alkebulan and you claiming that that's an Arabic word, it's not even in the Arabic language. It doesn't exist. The term African came from the Afri tribe. Kingdom of Tunisia. Tunisia.
The Afri tribe, that was a tribe of people, and all of them were of pale skin. In fact, that's where they saying that the first albinos came from. That's documented though, but see how they don't want to talk. I put that out too. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want no smoke with me when it comes to that history.
Kibulin, which is a Coptic term meaning the Garden of Eden. So
okay, so he's going the Christian route.
Are protected by the 9 Black Greek secret societies of black fraternities and Black Sea origins.
Man, whoever had that music up, that music was so damn loud.
Well, in the 1969 book, The History of Sigma Pi Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha protects the Rothschilds. Kappa Alpha Psi protects the Oppenheimers. Omega Psi Phi protects the Warburgs. Phi Beta Sigma protects the Rockefellers. Iota Phi Theta protects the Astor family.
Okay, so he's breaking down which fraternities are protecting which family.
Alpha Kappa Alpha protects the Bilderbergs. Delta Sigma Theta protects the Habsburg family that exists to this day. Zeta Phi Beta, another Boule secret society, protects this.
Nah, he's messing up. They're not the Boule secret societies. Keep in mind, the Boule was the name for Sigma Pi Phi. You're not reading correctly, brother. It was only one. Sigma Pi Phi is just that. That's the Boule. Everyone else has different. I mean, they correlate, but they're not all Boule. You can't just label them all. That would be considered misinformation. If you actually read in the book, then you will see who Sigma Pi Phi is and Boule. That's them. That's what they call themselves, the Boule. That's their nickname. And it's not nobody, it's not other fraternities that call themselves Boule. There's only one.
And Sigma Gamma Rho, RHO, protects the Lee family.
Now, they are all together. I agree with that, but they're not all together as Boule. Boule is Sigma Pi Phi only. That is their name.
So you have 9 Black Greek letter secret societies. And if you guys heard Kamala Harris when she was in Vegas during the campaign, to my Divine 9 sisters, what she's talking about, the Greek Pan-Hellenic Divine 9.
She said that?
She said that. During the campaign, she spoke in Vegas, and any one of your powerful listeners can check it out on YouTube. When she says, I believe she was wearing like a black and silver dress, to my Divine 9 sisters.
So people who don't know, it's like, what is she talking about?
What is she talking about? And so you and I, we definitely knew what she was talking about. So from Alpha Phi Alpha to Sigma Gamma Rho, according to the History of Sigma Pi Phi in 1969, written by 33rd degree Prince Hall Mason, Dr. Charles H. Wesley.
Yeah, Charles H. Wesley wrote the book. He wrote all of them now.
These 9 Illuminati families out of the 13 are assigned a group of the Greek Divine 9. So Alpha Phi Alpha protects the financial interest of the Rothschilds, according to Omega Psi Phi. Kappa Alpha Psi protects the diamond in the mineral industry of the Oppenheimers. Omega Psi Phi protects the global financial markets of the Warburgs. Each of these 9 Black Greek secret societies of fraternities
and sororities,
are built and educated not for the upliftment of their own people, Brother Apollo, but for this sustainability of a system that is keeping the entire world in a system of self-enslavement. And then people say, well, he got 9 families. How about the remaining 4, Bishop? The Medici cartel out of Italy, the Orsini cartel out of Italy, the Colonnas, and the Farnese family. These last four families make up the 13 families. The last four, the Medicis, the Orsinis, the Colonnos, and the Farneses, they protect the four corners of the nine black Greek.
All right, now he making a mistake. I see where he going, but he making a mistake. But those are the families are above these fraternities. These Greek letter fraternities are like the lowest entity of their secret society. They're at the very low. Like, for example, you're missing out. Okay, he's trying to put families all across the world together to make them the 13 families. And he's right, but then he's matching up as far as outsiders being a part of the 13 families, and they're not. Now, because you're forgetting the Proctors, you're forgetting the Bloombergs, you're forgetting a couple other families before you say that they make up the rest of the 13 families. You're missing a lot. And then you're giving it to their leaders, and it's not, okay, he's right, but he's not all the way right. He does have some of it correct, but they're two separate things. Like, you can't say that that's the rest of the families when the families are known. You can't do that. The 13 families are known. And you just missing, you're not saying all of them, I guess, because you probably still getting this research, but as far as their workers are concerned, they're all underneath them. They're not leaders. They're all underneath them. And the the so-called black Greek fraternities and sororities are at the lowest. They're at the bottom.
There's secret societies who protect the first 9 families. Let me say this again. So the Medicis, the Orsinis, the Colonnos, and the Farnese family, they are the four corners that protect the Alpha Phi Alphas down to the...
No, they don't protect them. That's not correct. That's not correct neither. That's their, okay, these are their foot soldiers. The fraternities and sororities are their foot soldiers going to do the dirty work for them. They don't protect them. The only thing that they protect is their sacred knowledge. That's the only thing. That's the secret. That's the secret that they say that, when they say secret society, that's their sacred knowledge, so-called sacred knowledge, their secret agenda. They're protecting that under oath and saying that nobody knows what they have to do but them. But them. The blacks aren't as illuminated? No, not really. But they are in there. But no, not, it depends on which one they're with, though. The Alpha Phi Alpha got pulled. Okay? The Alpha Phi Alphas have pull. They got the majority of the pull.
Sigma Gamma Rhos. And those 9 black Greek secret societies protect the 9 families from the Rothschilds to the Lee family. It is the global departmentalization of a luciferic octagon, septagon, deep state system.
So those 4 Italian families, they are or were involved in the Vatican?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you brought that up.
Okay.
The Medicis, the Orsinis, the Colonnos, and
that's what they work for.
Now,
they work for the crown. And I hope that he was about to go into that. But yeah, they all work for the crown. That's true. They work for that, that they would call the crown. They work for the Catholic Church, or the, what they call it, the Church of England. That's their head boss, the Church of England. That's their head boss. In fact, that's the U.S. government's head boss as well. It's the Church of England. They call that the Puritan way of life. This is the reason why you hear people say state is church, church is state. They're the same thing. They're one and the same. They're one and the same. They're exactly the same. This is their wrongdoing. But I'm not trying to go that route as far as the religion is concerned, because I know certain people are going to take that personally, and it's not. This is not what you think it is. It's not what you think it is. I'm not trying to belittle you as a person. I'm trying to tell you the history of what happened to our people. They brought this over here, as far as religion is concerned. Brought this over here. And that was a manipulation tactic done by narcissists that wanted control. So they have to gaslight. They have to manipulate. They have to gaslight. They got to manipulate consistently. They don't want to take accountability. Still to this very day, they don't take accountability for what happened in the past, do they? Absolutely not. That's a narcissist. But see, they want everybody to be like, oh, the U.S. government is this, the U.S. government is that, right? But then, you know, the presidents and all the rest of them and the politicians give it back to the people, right? Because technically, it's supposed to be for the people. But since that's all an act, that's an illusion, they're pretending like you're involved in the decision making when it's not you. And it's not even the people that you see on television. It's people behind them. Referring to that part where he just mentioned that it was the deep state. That's why they're calling it a deep state, because it's the deepest state that they will put you in. It's not the fact that they're far away. They're right there. You just didn't know it because they put you in a trance, a deep trance. Transportation. They moved you mentally into where they wanted you to go. So you won't ever look at them. There's people out there right now that are with these secret societies that have no idea what's going on, because you can only get but so far depending on who you are, what you do, what you can bring to the table. Those that are of value to them, they're going to elevate them higher depending on what they're good at. It depends on what their skill is. The reason why, for example, you see Umar Johnson still lingering around is because he got a job to do. He got to keep up that narrative. But if you go back and look at his pictures, he throwing them signs up. You see all the symbolism. Okay? You see all the symbolisms of what they were called Freemasons, aka the Illuminati, aka the Illuminated Ones. That's what they called themselves. They were against the Catholics. Don't forget, that's what the Native American Party was about. Remember when I read that to you? So now you know that the Native American Party were the know-nothings. The reason why is because they wanted to keep their sacred secret. That was the secret society. That was the Illuminated Ones. That was the Illuminati right there. I basically told you that. But if you match it up, this is their start. That was their start. Even though they eventually, got control of the societies that were created during those time periods. Prior to that, they were off on their own. There was a split. It was Catholics over here, okay? And it was a form, of Christianity that the Judaism, Christianity, and it was also their Puritan way of life. You had the Protestants right there as well. Okay, so you had the Catholic Christianity, the Protestants' way of Christianity, and Judaism's way of Christianity. And even though they're different, they're all the same. They're up under the same umbrella. They're up under the exact same umbrella. They do not have your best interests in mind. Never have, never will. It's only for their people and their people only. And they will recruit you if they feel as though you're valuable enough to help them. And of course, they're only going to look out for you as an individual, the one that they recruited, and not nobody else. That does not get spread down to the individual's family that's a part or that's a member of that society. It does not go down to the family unless they were put in position, like, for example, Shaquille O'Neal. If they was put in a position like that to take care of their family, that's something different. That's something totally different. A lot of rituals will have to happen in order for you to get in that position, though. LeBron James got the Boule logo across his chest. He told you he was Sigma Pi Phi. They're not hiding it. It's just that people don't know. They don't know. And if you are not out there linking up their moves to this trafficking ring, remember that he mentioned earlier? Do you know that the U.S. is #1 for trafficking? And look, notice how we saying trafficking, right? But what was it called in the past? Slavery. It was slavery in the past. That's what it was called. They're referring to the exact same thing. The transportation of children. It was always on. I've been saying this. I remember back then, people was looking at me crazy, like, dang, you don't know what you talking about. And then I throw it up on the screen, then everybody get quiet until I go live again and I ain't got it in front of me to pull it up again, but I already showed you. And US is number 1 and UK number 2. This is what they're known for. Yeah, they got these underground tunnels. I told you that. But that doesn't mean that they created them. I noticed how he tried to give it to some person that has never been proven to exist. Our ancestors created those underground tunnels. The tunnels were here before the Europeans' arrival. And so was the railroads that ran through the so-called tunnels or mounds or mountains or pyramids, whatever you want to call them. But I'm telling you right now, none of those pan goofies gonna step up and say anything to me and want to debate professionally. They'll just hide in the cut. Oh, let me listen to what he got to say now. They writing down, taking notes. They don't want to sit back and actually make me put this stuff up and embarrass them. Oh yeah, they watching. I know they watching. They ain't got no choice but to watch because they know who I am. But they gonna hide behind avatars and not say nothing. They don't pop up here like, hey, let me get the link. Where they at? Please, let me see where they at. By the show of hands. Where my haters at? I'm waiting for you. You're gonna scared to say something. If you're gonna say something, you better say it with your chest. I've been calling y'all out. The reason why is because you was trying to be in the way. We pushing you out the way now, forcefully. And you know it. That's why y'all suffering now. Umar Johnson, a prime example, suffering now. Suffering now. He been suffering the whole time. He just had to play a role. He had to control that narrative, right? He had to keep up that narrative. That's a way of controlling the narrative. That's why they put the narcissist in front of you. That happens, look, that even happens with women too. A lot of them that create lies, make up stories, that you know you good, you know you did right. Right? The women do it too, just as well as the men. I'm just saying. But right, the Eastern Stars. Like, I mean, that's the group of the women. That's one. That's one. There's more than one though. But this is the reason why I'm telling people what to look out for. Now, this is, it's not wasted time on him. It's the fact that people need to stop wasting time on people like him. In other words, they need to recognize the signs to be able to pinpoint what's real and what's fake. There was so much confusion going on that a lot of indoctrination was able to process in our people's mindsets throughout school. So they can't tell what's real and fake by the time they become adults because they say, well, that's not what I heard when I was young. Right, but you was listening to a foreigner in school versus listening to your own people back at home. So this is all the more reason why this is important. You don't see that this is warfare here? And it's dealing with your spirit. It's spiritual warfare. This entire time, they don't want you to take a hold of your mindset. They are afraid of you thinking for yourself again, doing for yourself again. Okay? Being self-sufficient. They're afraid of that. They're not afraid of nobody else doing that. Why? Because everybody else was doing it. Because they did come over here and have help from the government, took from us and gave it to the foreigners. Right? Right or wrong? This is the reason why you know things have to change. Let me show you something else real quick. It's not a game, ladies and gentlemen. We got a problem. Like, and this is another reason why I was trying to tell people about Trump, and the reason why I was, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, because I know better. I know better. When you doing stuff like this, he telling you who he working for. These people. Are not looking out for our best interests. The only people that will be doing that will be us. This is the reason why it's up to us. And hold on, let me just... I tried to... Okay, there you go. Just in case. They thought that was Photoshop. Just in case. Because you got to understand, this is not a joke. This is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a game. Wow, I got kicked offline right there. Yo, can y'all hear me? They kicked, hey, see there? Y'all saw that. I swear to God. Look, y'all. They cut the string. Am I back? Hold on. Am I back? Y'all saw that, right? That was not me. They cut it off. Y'all saw that, right? Look, it never fails. It never fails. Every time I try to go far with it, when I'm about to go up, I'm talking about like further, they do shit like that. It never fails, bruh. You think they not watching? And it's late night too. They in here. They watching. They been watching me. Like, this ain't nothing new. They don't want me talking about them. And you got the nerve, you know what I'm saying, to be donating to Umar Johnson. And he done did something fraudulent. Well, both of his bank accounts are frozen, but yet you send that nigga donations. And see that, I'm not gonna lie. This the reason why I don't ask for donations, because of niggas like him. Real talk, because that's how you already destroying their trust. What, I'm gonna come behind them and rebuild? And see, that's been happening since the 60s. And see, that's what we up against. We up against our own people. Yeah, that's what they want me to do. They want me to do that. They want me to do the I seen it. I tested it. They want me to do that type of content. I seen it. I did it twice. Man, they made that content jump through the roof. I was like, nah, bruh. That's not, I mean, but it is what it is. But y'all saw that though. All of y'all saw that. So they made everybody dip. So I wasn't looking at the numbers. Whatever number it was, they made everybody dip. But that's what they do. Like anytime you see me hit 3, 4, they doing something. 3, 4K, they gonna do something. 7K, they gonna do something. 10K, they gonna do something. 12K, they gonna do something. It never felt like sometimes. I remember the last time when we was at like 10K or something like that. They completely shut me off. I could not get back on. Wasn't nothing wrong with my internet. This is the reason why sometimes I'm on and off camera. Sometimes. But they still right here watching. Yeah, we do need our own little, I agree with you on that. We do need our own platform that's similar to YouTube. But I'm going to tell you right now, the only way that it would get as big as YouTube is if we turn whatever app that is up, just like how we turned up TikTok. Just like how we turned up MySpace. Just like how we turned up Facebook. Just like how we turned up Black Planet. Like, we the reason why things are the way it is. And that stretches back to the past, y'all. This is not a game.
Nothing gets done without us. You know how many foreigners we done made rich over the years? We done made these foreigners rich and wealthy on our land. You ain't tired of that? Name the person that's rich and wealthy on our land right now that's working for themselves. Where the Niji at that own the oil companies? Where the Niji at that own an electric facility? Yeah, they delete comments too. They delete subscribers too. I done proved that to y'all. They done deleted my, but look, that ain't no, this is not a game. They been took my subscribers away. But I mean, it's slowly coming back up now though. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of at a pace. But, you know, we'll see, because I'm talking live. And we'll see. They probably, we forgot. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But I'm all about positive energy. I'm all about positivity. I'm all about keeping it real. I'm all about, you know, no holds barred with the information. I'm about teaching. I'm about my people for real. And I'm about all people. Especially if they keeping it real. If they keeping it real, and I'm talking about all the way, even with themselves, I'm cool. Okay? If you ain't, listen, that's why I say, and I remember the last live stream, I showed y'all some videos of foreigners not playing. They not biting their tongue, and they telling the truth. But, I mean, yeah, they try to, so let me, see, I'm not even trying to switch topics, bruh. I know what they doing. I know why. They was trying, notice how they did, because they could have easily cut me off, like meaning shut me off where I can't say anything else. But they probably sitting back watching, like, let's see how far he about to go with this. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how far he about to go with this. But yeah, let me grab this junk real quick. Hold up. We can come back to this. We can come back to this. I mean, because it's not like you don't know. I guess you just don't know how serious it is. With some of y'all, not all of y'all. Maybe. You know, maybe. I don't know. But, you know, certain people do know how serious this is. This is spiritual warfare. Y'all got to break them Deuteronomy curses. You can't wait for somebody to come and help you. You got to help yourself. Point blank, period. You know, I know that's tough to hear, but it's up to you. Can't nobody else do that for you. It's up to our people. We can't just be our people, and we can't just be sitting back letting that slide. They try to put curses on our people as if we got to subscribe to that just because they do. We got to settle and submit to them. See, that's narcissist behavior. If it don't go their way, then it can't go a different way. Nah. It don't work like that. You're going to respect who I am. And you're going to respect the boundaries that I create. You're going to respect every bit of me. If not, I'm going to run you over. You in the way. Let me get you out of the way. Look, whatever I got to do that's going to benefit me in a positive sense without selling my soul is what I'm going to do. Dick Gregory said, Baba Gregory said, truth does not have to be validated by people's ignorance.
So what makes you think I care about what you say about me? Because what you saying about me ain't true. I would have to value your opinion in order for me to care. And that's one of the Deuteronomy curses our people got. Caring about what other people say. Whole time we could be doing it for ourselves. Everybody else is trying to scare you out of doing for yourself. That's what they doing. I'm pulling this other video up, but that's what they doing. They don't want you out there working for yourself. They don't want you out there doing for your people. But they gotta notice I'm saying self a lot because it has to start with you. Like a lot of people be out there like, yo, dang, how do we get started? It gotta start with you. What could you bring to the table? The Creator provided the opportunity for you to witness another day. I'm not trying to say that you got to turn to Superman or Superwoman. But what if you already Superman, Superwoman in the inside? And you already had the power to make the correct changes for our people to have better futures. And it will outdo any negativity that was alleged to be placed on us religiously. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could break all that. How you going to so-called break the shackles or chains of slavery, but you can't break the curse? We gonna do it. That's why I'm so glad there's more people out there. And shout out to y'all, man, because y'all doing y'all thing out there, man. Y'all doing y'all thing out there. There's more people that's catching on. They know what's going on. I'm thankful that it's happening now. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know it was gonna happen this fast. But in a way, I was like, God damn, I was hoping it was gonna happen soon. And I'm so glad that it didn't really take that long. I'm glad it really didn't take that long. Because that means that there is here we go. The inevitable is about to happen. That gave me so much hope for my people. Like, oh no, I never counted you out, but I was like, man, please let me see the change. Let me see it change. There's so many people out there right now that are claiming their indigenous identities of their family members and know they ain't got a drop of African blood. Number one, the Africans ain't come till late. So late. Them Africans don't know nothing about Willie Lynch. Them Africans don't know nothing about Jim Crow. Them Africans don't know nothing about the slavery that people of this landmass was going through because they was in a totally different, landmass. Just like the weather ain't the same over there where you at, with the weather that I got over here, everything else will be different as well. The atmosphere, the whole environment. If you was to grow a plant in some part of Africa, this is a totally different soil. You can't grow that same plant in certain parts of America, especially if you don't know where to look for it. Look for what, Dane? The right soil to grow that same plant correctly without it dying before it blossoms. You need help with that. Hold up. I'm trying to get that off of y'all screen, but I'm in the zone right now. I ain't gonna lie. I stopped trying to pull this up because I got in the zone. Hold up. Hold up. Yeah, man. Because we letting too much stuff slide. And that's why I'm like, when it's stopping now though. That's the great thing about it. It's stopping now. People got tired. Okay. And they stepping up now. And I'm so glad that that's happening. Man. Thank our ancestors. Thank the creator, man. All right, hold on. Let me grab, let me focus in. Hold on. Let me focus in on this. So I could grab this and get this trash. Hold up. Taken out. Now, since we know that they watching, right? Let me play a little something that let me just play this without even giving you the spill. I'm not gonna do it to him. I'm gonna do it to him, but I ain't gonna. I'm gonna hurt him. Trust me, it's hurting him. That's why they trying. It's hurting him. It is what it is.
"30 days for children to know that the door was open and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know the door was open and I was only away from the school for 30 days. I wonder when they broke in. I wonder when they broke in, because if the children already know the door was open, we're not blaming the children. We're not blaming the children. We're saying that it had to be general knowledge that the school was broken into, because how would the children know to go in there? How would the children know to go in there? The door was closed. The doors are closed. How did the children know? Young blood, quick question, young fellas, quick question. How long, okay, so I'm Dr. Umar, right? Say Dr. Umar. That's me, okay?
Bruh. Okay.
I was gone for 30 days, right? 30, my question to y'all.
How does he know that? I mean, how would they, okay. All right, never mind.
How long had that
how
door
would they
been
know
open
that?
for y'all to go in and play? Would you say a week, a couple days, a couple weeks? Because I was only going
For like 2-3 months.
Nah, not 2-3 months, sweetie, because I was here a month ago and I checked the doors all the time. It wasn't, they weren't open a month.
It was like 2-3 weeks ago.
2 or 3, okay, so they might have broke in.
Wait a minute. I find a couple of problems with this. Number one, why are you calling a little boy sweetie? Hold on, let me make sure I heard that correctly. Hold on, before I go, wait.
Young blood, quick question, young
blood.
Quick question.
Watch this.
How long, okay, so I'm Dr. Umar, right? Say Dr. Umar. That's me, okay? I was gone for 30 days, right? 30, my question to y'all, how long had that door been open for y'all to go in and play? Would you say a week, a couple days, a couple weeks? Because I was only going...
For like 2-3 months.
Nah, not 2-3 months, sweetie, because I was here...
Sweetie. He called a little boy sweetie. Uh-oh, hey, clip this. Clip this. Everybody clip this. Ain't no misspoke neither. He know what he was saying.
For y'all to go in and play. Would you say a week, a couple days, a couple weeks? Because I was only going...
For like 2-3 months.
Nah, not 2-3 months, sweetie, because I was here a month ago and I...
No, come on, bruh. No. No. See? Nah. Maybe the creator made sure that you didn't get a son for this reason. Notice how his academy is full of little boy. What you doing calling him sweetie? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he got a problem. He got a lot of problems. He got a lot of problems. One more time. One more time. No, this little boy is talking. This little boy right here is talking.
I was gone for 30 days, right? 30 days.
Watch this little boy right here.
How long had that door been open for y'all to go in and play? Would you say a week, a couple days, a couple weeks? Because I was only going
For like 2-3 months.
Nah, not 2-3 months, sweetie, because I was here a month ago and I checked the door.
See, he talking to him. They not talking. Not at that moment. He called him sweetie. He even moved his hand, everything. You know how a kid get when they really don't know and they start touching their head and just saying anything to make it sound like they know, but they don't know. And they get that gesture. That's how you know when your children just coming up with something. When they explaining something and they start touching their forehead, they thinking. They thinking. I got 5 children, okay? Boys and girls. and look, they right here with me, nigga. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I know how to, no. There ain't nowhere in the world I'm talking about. If I call my, man, no. You won't ever catch me calling some little boy sweetie. Hell no.
All the time. It wasn't, they weren't open a month.
It was like 2-3 weeks ago.
2 or 3. Okay, so they might have broke in. Okay, that makes sense. 2-3 weeks. Because I was going for 4. Say that again.
It was other kids too. They were there. We saw big kids do this to the door and they.
Yeah, but they didn't break it open though.
See,
they
he even talking again, and he just told him what happened. And he gonna say, yeah, they didn't break it in though. He just told him he saw big kids walk up and then pull it.
Okay, that makes sense. 2-3 weeks. Because I was going for 4. Say that again.
It was other kids too. They were there. We saw big kids do this
Big
to
kid.
the door and they.
He pulled it. And then he said,
Yeah, but they didn't break it open though.
Nah. You can tell when the child lying, and you can tell when the child telling the truth. See, he would know that if he was in his child's life. Or his children's lives. Okay.
They wasn't the ones who broke it open, because whoever broke it open, they had to use equipment. Okay, I appreciate you young people. Y'all take care now. All right.
They looking for the kids?
No, we ain't looking for the kids. We looking for the grown people who broke in.
Toss in the blank. This is a narcissist. This is what happens. They gonna create their own narrative, whether if it's true or not. He don't got no evidence, none. But he's gonna state it confidently enough to make people believe it. That's what happens. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. These are the people that you gotta. Even if you got these type of people, male or female, in your life, you gotta let these people go. There's no changing them. They're never going to change, even if you talk to them. You could swindle them, win. You could win arguments, but that's not going to change their makeup. These are children in adult bodies came from a broken home. Came from a broken home. And they trying to put all that negative energy back on the people that they meet, because that's all they know what to do. What feeds their ego is what keeps them up. When they feel like they can't control anybody, they suffer the most. When they know they can't control anybody, they suffer the worst. He couldn't control his girlfriend or whatever, his ex-girlfriend, from probably airing his ass out, nor them other girls, nor his daughter. He couldn't. He couldn't control the narrative. But if he was, look, because if what they were saying was true, if what they were saying about him was not true, he wouldn't need to say anything. Again, the truth does not have to be validated by people's ignorance. If they don't know what actually happened, okay, as far as the people listening, why do they have to know? If what they saying, whatever it is, this narcissist is saying, okay, is going against what the other person is saying that's allegedly supposed to be coming out, the narcissists ain't supposed to be the ones, but they do. They be the ones that's going to come out quickly because their image has been shattered. He came out and he didn't disapprove anything. This is how you know he a narcissist. He didn't disapprove a thing. He ended up admitting that that girl was his daughter, admitting that he had more than one daughter, admitting that that girl was his girlfriend, right? Or admitting whatever he said about that girl. I don't know why he called her Medea. I don't know what, as far as that, I'm not looking, to see who he dating and none of that. I don't know that part, but I'm sure other people do. And I'm sure it ain't nothing good about that. You know what I'm saying? He was probably one of them Jones that he giving money to. That's where his money is going. I'm sure she got something up out of that. But this is why I'm constantly bringing that up. The reason why is because our people need to know that we got to detach ourselves away from these types of people. These type of people need to disappear. And what I mean by that is from your reality. Because without you having, without them having a part of your reality, they wouldn't even exist. They would cease to exist. So anytime somebody be like, yo, Dane, I definitely want to hear you state, solutions to a problem. I always state solutions to a problem. These are the same people how it correlate with everything else that we mentioned. These are the same people that correlate and are working for those entities. The guy said the Black Greek fraternities and sororities. They had the same type of behavior. Look at the pattern. Nothing is going to change. Narcissists cannot change for nothing. They're going to be like that for years and years and years. Ain't no coming back. You got to leave. You got to drop these people.
She said 3 weeks ago. She said 3 weeks ago. She said, Princess said 3 weeks ago. So they broke in while I was on my way to England. They might have broke in when I was at UCLA. They might have broke in when I was at UCLA.
They never want to take accountability.
Somebody said the police broke in. I'm not putting it past nobody, but I'm going to look at the cameras. It is on camera. I just have to take time and find it. It is.
While you on live, you should be taking the time to find it. If this was a serious situation, you would be taking the time to find it now, report it to the police, and somebody either paying or getting arrested or both. This is allegedly your place of business. If your place of business was vandalized, a police report needs to be made. If you have evidence of what took place, that works in your favor even more. The investigation ain't gonna take too long. If anything, they already looking for the people by the time you got on live. But you getting on live saying that you gotta look at the video, your priorities are off. In other words, you don't care about that school. Look, the behavior. No accountability. That's what a narcissist, look, they never, you see what I'm saying?
It's hard.
They never want to take accountability. They want to lay up and lay that off for other people that they know that they can manipulate and control, gaslight all day long in order for them to keep control.
Is on camera.
You got to recognize the patterns.
Cameras around both buildings. Peace, Baba. It is on camera. It is on camera. But I have to take time and go through 30 days of footage.
Bruh, you got to go through 30 days of footage and you on live. But it is on camera.
I have to go through 30 days of footage. They destroyed my private book collection. I'm waiting on a locksmith. We getting new locks today.
They destroyed his private book collection.
The police said they're going to try on the doors. The police said they're going to pay close attention to the Frederick Douglass High School until we get the electric on. Police said...
Oh, the electric wasn't on. But remember, he said he need to keep up with the bills in the last vid. Uh-oh. Which one is it, Umar, huh? Which one is it? It's either you broke or you just ain't got it. Which one is it, bro?
It's
which one, bro?
Set it on fire. Fire.
I mean, for real. He just said the electricity wasn't on.
I have to go through 30 days of footage. They destroyed my private book collection. I'm waiting on a locksmith. We getting new locks today. The police said they're going to try on the doors. The police said they're going to pay close attention to the Frederick Douglass High School until we get the electric on.
The police said they're going to try on the doors. Hold on.
I have to go through 30 days of footage. They destroyed my private book collection. I'm waiting on a locksmith. We getting new locks today. The police said they're going to try on the doors. The police said they're
going to try on the doors. Okay.
They're going to pay close attention to the Frederick Douglass High School until we get the electric on. Police said
until you get the electric on. So the police going to watch your property until the electric cut on. Okay.
They're going to pay special attention to the Frederick Douglass High School. Somebody said Elon Musk broke into the building because I beat his father in the debate. Somebody said Elon Musk broke into the high school because I beat his father in the debate. Somebody said Elon Musk broke into the high.
That's a deflection tactic, by the way. Peep it. That's why he got to repeat. Is to get your mind cyclically in tuned with what he about to state next. You forget about what he just said, so you can now focus on what he about to state next.
School. The saddest thing for me, though,
that's what that's about,
is nobody from the city bothered to call me and tell me. That's the saddest thing for me. That's the saddest thing for me. Yes. So tomorrow I will be in Harlem, New York. Where my New York City Africans at? Tomorrow I will be in Harlem, New York. Where my New York City Africans at?
See?
Tomorrow I will be in Harlem, New York.
In psychology, that's a transition. That's dropping you into trance. Each and every time that he does that, now you're focusing on the next thing that he's about to state. That's a door closing, another one opening. These people exist. These people exist.
Where my New York City Africans at? I will see y'all at the Harlem State Office building. I will see y'all. How is the cameras without the electric? Let me worry about that.
Woo! Somebody called about it in chat. How was the cameras on without the electric? Listen.
I will see y'all at the Harlem State Office building.
And only a narcissist is going, if it's not, listen, if it's true, okay? Like if you know the truth, hold on, let me back up. If you know the truth, you wouldn't need to say anything. You wouldn't need to address it. Only a narcissist would feel the need to address it because they have to maintain control.
I will see y'all. How is the cameras without the electric? Let me worry about that.
Let him worry about that. How is the cameras on without the electric? I dare y'all to clip this up and post this everywhere. I dare y'all. The reason why is because it's real simple.
Let me
telling
worry
himself.
about that. You don't need to know everything. They said, how you got cameras in the high school without the electric? Let me worry about that. Y'all worry about too much. That's none of your business. Harlem, New York, tomorrow. There's a rally for Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso, in the Sahel Alliance.
These parasites. What you got to do to get rid of a parasite, y'all? They want to latch on to you. What you do to get rid of a parasite? Let me see y'all in the comments. You got to get rid of that. You detox, right? Cleanse. Right? Okay.
Including Niger and Mali. General Goita and Chiani, Dr. Umar will speak at 6 o'clock tomorrow at the State Office building. I need my Harlem Queens to come give me a hug. I'm a little sad that we got vandalism again at the school. I'm a little sad we got break-ins again at the school. I'm a little sad they destroyed my 5,000 collection private book. I'm a little sad right now, brothers and sisters. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little sad right now. I thought vandalism was over. I thought the break-ins was over. They destroyed my private book collection. I'm a little sad right now. So I need some hugs from my Harlem Queens tomorrow. I need some hugs out of my Brooklyn Queens tomorrow. I need some hugs out of my Queens from Queens tomorrow. I need some.
That's a narcissist.
Hugs from my Bronx Queens.
Anyone that he could control. Any girl that he could control. That's it. Anytime he repeating that, just think that.
Tomorrow. Can I get a hug from my Bronx Queens tomorrow in Harlem?
That's why he said the school was going to be for boys, because whole time his agenda is screwing both male and females over. That is a parasite.
Harlem. Can I get a hug from our Brooklyn Queens tomorrow in Harlem? Can I get a hug from my Queens tomorrow in Harlem? Can I get a hug from my Harlem Queens tomorrow in Harlem? Can I get a hug from my Staten Island Queens? Can I get a hug from my Syracuse Queens and my Rochester Queens and my Buffalo Queens? Can I get a hug from my Connecticut Queens and my New Jersey Queens? Tomorrow, I'm pulling up at 5 o'clock. I speak at 6 o'clock, and I will fellowship and take photos until 9 o'clock. I said I'm pulling up at 5 o'clock.
3.
I speak at 6 o'clock, and I will fellowship and take photos because I ain't been to Harlem in a minute. Harlem with Chicago gave birth to Dr. Umar. Harlem with Chicago gave birth to Dr. Umar. Harlem is where Pan-Africanist Malcolm X made his name. Harlem is where the right, excellent, most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey made his name. Kwame Nkrumah spent time in Harlem. Henry Highland Garnett, Alexander Crummell, John Brown Russwurm, the first black newspaper founded by Pan-Africanist Jamaican John Brown Russwurm with Samuel Cornish from Whitehair in Delaware was out of Harlem, brothers and sisters. So I want to see all my Harlem alpha males. I'm going to see my brothers too. My Harlem alpha males. What do I want for Father's Day? Make a donation to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy so we can get the electric app. We don't have a cash app. No cash.
Wait.
Y'all help me get the electric on in the Frederick Douglass High School. Will y'all help me get
Wait, hold on.
My Harlem alpha males. I'm going to see my brothers too. My Harlem alpha males. What do I want for Father's Day? Make a donation to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy so we can get the electric on, brothers and sisters.
that long. I'm just saying, 2025, and you started years ago, and you still don't have the electric on. Nah, but people going, again, they will, fall into the trap that, a narcissist will create. And they're all about manipulation. They can't change. That's why some people be out there, man, y'all need to stop fighting. Y'all need to work together. No, thank you. And that's why. That's why. I won't ever stoop down to that energetic level. My energy is way up. That's why I can recognize it and some people can't. Some people can recognize it. Some people can recognize that what he's doing. Those that recognize it are intelligent. They know what's going on. It's not hard.
Will y'all help me get the electric on in the Frederick Douglass High School? Will y'all help me get the electric on in the Frederick Douglass High School? Will y'all help me get the electric on in the Frederick Douglass High School? Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal.
Tell me, okay, hey y'all, wait a minute. Somebody in the chat, let me ask y'all a question real quick. Tell me of a lecture, for example. Tell me of a educational lecture of a particular topic that would educate you on something you were never informed about or heard about, but now is properly explained, that was presented by Umar Johnson. Could we pull up a lecture? The only things that we could pull up when it comes to him is him just running his mouth about trending topics at that particular time. There's not a segment in existence online of Umar Johnson giving a educational presentation. I'm talking about PowerPoints and all, where he's actually teaching something of a particular subject that he does promote religiously. It doesn't exist. But yet you want to believe that he's going to open up a school to give them what curriculum when he never taught you anything. You see what I'm saying? This whole time.
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG
He's throwing the middle finger up to somebody.
Check a money order. No Cash App. We don't have a Cash App. No Cash App. No Cash App. We only have PayPal. We only have PayPal. Check a money order. You can mail it. Check a money order. You can mail it. Check a money order. You can mail it to P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. Check a money order. You can mail it to P.O. Box 9634,
I'm surprised
Wilmington,
people
Delaware.
not tired of it. It's the same thing.
Check a money order. You can mail it
It's
to
on
P.O.
repeat.
Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware.
Rinse, repeat.
19809, brothers and sisters. This is my Father's Day gift. Vandalism, break-in, and private book collection completely destroyed. That's my Father's Day gift. My Father's Day gift is vandalism, break-in, and my private book collection and school supplies completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. Completely destroyed.
Cancel that. He's so much negative energy, man.
I don't take grants unless they from black people. This is a self-determination project, my brothers. This is a self-determination project. I don't...
Ooh. Okay. Self-determination. You do have the right to self-determine. We went over this. Right? You do have the right to self-determine, especially when you can prove what you're determining. I'm just saying, when has he ever proved anything? The only thing that he has done consistently was gave his opinion about something that's trending.
Take grants. If it ain't black, I don't want it.
Yep.
We have security cameras. I already told you that. Security cameras don't stop a break-in, my brother. We don't have security surveillance on the high school. We have security surveillance on the elementary school. We have security surveillance on the elementary school.
No. Your security cameras doesn't stop a break-in, but it does notify the police at the time that it's happening, and especially if they can't get in contact with you, or if you hit a button and state that, you know, your place or business is being vandalized, they will get there, hop, skip, or jump, if your security system is an actual security system. I mean, even the Ring doorbells, let's just say, for example, he only had Ring doorbell. Even the Ring doorbell would notify you, and you could, definitely contact the police. But if you have no electricity, you can't use the state's electricity out there on the street in order to power up your security system that's on your private property, your alleged private property. That will be up to you to provide the electricity for those cameras or your security system to function. So you're lying all the way around. You don't even have the footage.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the footage. The cameras wasn't on for it to capture footage. No, it's certain.
Portuguese,
okay,
African.
some. Okay, no. Not. Okay, the African nations. That's a very good question, Chad. That's a very good question, because he did separate himself from certain African nations and certain African leaders. He's only going to attach to those that have popularity. He's only going to talk about those that have popularity as well. But when it comes to him and other, organizations that's similar, they would consider themselves Pan-African. Okay? And they also say that they're African descent. Okay? But that doesn't mean that they are against. I don't want this to be, misconstrued. They may not be against Africans, but they feel as though they are the leaders of them. They feel as though they are the hold on, I'm trying to look for another word. They feel like they are the upper echelon. There we go. They feel like they're the upper echelon of African nations. And of course we know that's not the case, because they don't even have their own form of government. That's number one. I'm talking about the African nations do, but not these Pan-African organizations. They don't have the type of pull that they would claim that they have here in America. The only type of pull that they have is those that you see online. They're not really doing anything, but just trying to, be a good slave to their handlers, because those are the ones that are telling them what to do. They got to do it, and they got to be good at it. They got to be good at it. That's all their job is. Once they sign themselves up, that's their secret. That is their secret. And it's not to make you believe what I'm saying. It's actually showcasing itself. He got it up for display as an example. He got it up for display all the time. Every time he gets on live. Every time he do like a little sit down podcast with somebody. It's the exact same. The script does not change at all.
Can send the invitation.
And that's done by design.
Y'all know my number, 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. No more questions about the school. I'm sick and tired of questions about the school. You don't donate anyway, okay? Y'all keep sabotaging and vandalizing the school.
That's manipulation right there. Hold on 1 second. Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Speaking of cameras, my camera's just cut on. 1 second, 1 second. Okay. I'm back. Let me keep going.
I want to ask about what's up with the school. What's up with the school is you need to leave it the hell alone so we can finish the school.
Wait. No more questions about the school. He asking y'all to leave it alone unless you donate. That's a narcissist. Controlling that narrative. Gaslighting, manipulating you, twisting it back on you, turning it back on you. You the problem, you the problem. You don't donate. You don't donate. You the problem. You ain't even do nothing wrong. You got a serious question. He don't want no questions. Nah, don't say nothing. No more questions about the school. Are you donating? Yeah, man. You got to recognize some patterns,
It's going to be
man.
an elementary school, princess. Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Elementary School. Have you ever heard of Frederick Douglass?
People and people that's in that neighborhood don't know what that's about to be. A young lady, a young girl with interest about, hey, wait, he overheard him saying that this is a school. They like, oh, a school?
Frederick Douglass, he helped our people fight and get free from slavery to freedom. Yeah. And Marcus Garvey, he gave us the largest black organization in modern history. And this school is going to be named after Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey as soon as we can stop people from vandalizing the school that we're trying to fix up.
For 15, 20 years. Whatever.
Well, that school is done over there, little brother. The elementary school is ready. That school is ready. We just got to do some tile. But over here, we got to get started. Yes, that's the elementary school. That's the Marcus Garvey building. This is the high school. This is the Frederick Douglass building. This is the one we still got to fix up. That school is ready. You're going to go in that one at first, and then when you get to high school, you come to this one. Well, it's the school, so nothing's in there yet, right? Because we haven't furnished the buildings yet.
I thought you just said it was done. That one is ready. We just got to lay the towel, but it's done. That one is ready. You ain't got nothing. If he could lie to your kids like this, he could. I'm just saying, he could lie to you with ease. Giving these children hope, right? A narcissist would do that to pull you in. They just lie, gaslight. It's the same behavior. He just did it. You can't, y'all know, you can recognize it, right? No, I'm
not gonna leave him alone. No. No. I'm gonna need you to exit away from his control. He's a waste of time. And he don't got no money.
A regular school. Good. I want you to do well this year.
He said, no, she said, or he said that they want to take a picture of it. He said, yeah, good. I want you to do well this year. The gaslighting.
Peace. All right. Yeah. And yes, I know electric for doing right, brother.
Oh, you said that he said just need a little towel 6 to 8 years ago?
I want to get me a pint of butter almond ice cream, butter pecan ice cream. You feel me? I just want to eat right now, but I can't eat. I can't break the fast, but I want to eat. Because you know when you eat, that calms your nerves, but I can't eat right now. Because this right here just, they destroyed my book collection, man. They destroyed my book collection, man. They destroyed my book collection. Nobody called me and told me that they broke into the school. Y'all saw kids playing in the school. You ain't even called me, man. That shit hurts.
If the cameras was on, you would have gotten an alert.
That shit hurts. Don't ask me no more questions about the school. I'm not answering no questions about the school. Feel how you want to feel. Think how you want to think. Lie like you want to lie. Slander me how you want to slander me. I'm not answering no more schools about the school. When it's done, it's done. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm so tired of this shit.
We tired of it too, Umar.
I didn't grow up with Meek Mill. Meek Mill lived across the street. My brother grew up with Meek Mill. We lived on the same block, 18th Street. I didn't grow up with him. I don't know him. My brother knew him. I knew him as a little kid, but, I never knew him. I just knew him as a little kid. I ain't got no more books now, brother. They destroyed the books. I ain't got no more books. I got to rebuild my book collection. That was a 25-year book collection. I got to rebuild it.
What'd they do to it?
That was a 25-year book collection. I got to rebuild it.
What'd they do to it?
That's a 25-year book collection. I got to rebuild it. It's all right, family.
What'd they do to it?
It's all right, family.
What'd they do
Hit
to
your
it?
PayPal. If you care, have you donated? Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit your PayPal. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy.
This is a modern homeless man. This is a modern day homeless man that just so happened to have a cell phone. No bullshit.
You got a credit card, go make a donation. I got to get this electric on in the high school. I know this is going to cost us at least $100,000 to get this electric done.
Stop. You wouldn't, if you had all your expenses in order, you got all your books together, you doing the bookkeeping, you making sure everything is accounted for, you gonna know how much it's gonna cost to get that electric on. And you ain't paying $100,000. There's no way this should have slid. $100,000 on an electric bill in a building. Let's just say that it's warehouse size. It's never gonna be 100,000. What are you talking about?
It's going to cost us some money, brothers and sisters. Make sure you donate. Make sure you donate, brothers. And we got to get the electric on in the high school so we can get security.
So you don't have security? Wait, got to get the electric on so we can have security. I thought you had security. They tell on themselves and never fails. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, I be catching narcissists up so much. But sometimes I've been, you know, over the years, I've been letting shit slide. Right? I'm guilty of that. When it be, you know, it could be somebody that you really love, right? And you be like, nah, man, they gonna change. But you just gotta know they're never gonna change. They're always gonna gaslight. They're always gonna they're gonna make up the lies, put the blame on you. Like as if you did something wrong, the whole time it was always that person. You gotta let these type of people go. They shouldn't even be.
Yes, the cameras work. We already talked about that.
How the cameras work? How? How? You hooked up outside?
Yes, the cameras work. We already talked about that. Cameras don't stop a break-in. We need security surveillance. We have security surveillance on elementary. We don't have it on the high school because we need more electric. We need electric.
Wait, so how do you have the video? Okay.
PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you're not an African, you cannot donate. I appreciate your support, but this is a black people's agenda. This is a black people's initiative. If you're not an African, you cannot donate.
In other words, his agenda is only for the black people. Yeah, now he's not stopping you from whoever you are, you know, if you outside of the so-called black people from donating. Nah, but he got to showcase that he I need black people's money only. He need black people's attention only. That's the target. Right?
What happened to the FDMG Cash
Vulnerable
App? The struggle
black
streamers
people
had it shut down. What happened to the FDMG Cash App? The struggle streamers had it shut down. What happened to the FDMG Cash App? The struggle streamers had it shut down.
And notice how he's saying they struggle streamers, right? But yet you struggling. You the one that's begging. You the one that's begging. But they struggling? Don't never want to take accountability. He put it on somebody else, right? Yeah. Okay, y'all caught that. Now we got time tonight. We got time tonight. Exactly. Who's in charge of him, right? That should make you question, since he say he the prince, who was the king. Nobody ever asked him that.
Harlem State Office Building. Harlem State Office Building tomorrow, 3 until 9. Dr. Umar speaks at 6. Harlem State Office Building, 3 o'clock until 9 tomorrow. Father's Day. Father's Day, we are in Harlem, rallying for Africa. Father's Day, we are in Harlem tomorrow, Sunday, June the 15th, 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. Dr. Umar speaks at 6. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. FDMG Academy. Say a prayer for me, say a prayer for FDMG. Say a prayer for me, say a prayer for FDMG. Say a prayer for me, say a prayer for FDMG. You could text me at 215-989-9858. You can text me at 215-989-9858. You can text me at 215-98.
Y'all not tired of that? Same old, same old. Nothing changes. But it's a script. Yeah, the repeat 3 times, that's a manipulation tactic, and it does have to do with psychology, but that's what, he utilizes the most because he knows that that's a transition. That manipulates your mind into forgetting about what he just talked about and focusing on what he's about to say. That's what I said earlier. That means basically as that means that a door is closing and another one is opening. To put it in plain and simple terms, that he's trying to transition you into the next whatever he wants to talk about, whatever topic. Or it could be a correlating topic, but he wants you to focus on what he about to say next. That's why he repeating it twice. I mean, 3, he could say twice or 3 times. 3 times he's getting ready to go to a different one. Like 2 times he just trying to make it firm. It's like the reinstate with the second time. The third is the transition. Yeah. Transitioning, people into the next portal. Yeah, it's, some people would say that that's dark magic, but they would say that for, any type of, I would say any type of manipulation or okay, it don't even have to be manipulation. It could be any move that deals with the psyche, anything that focuses on the psyche of a person. But it's the mental. Yeah, spells. Yeah, they prey on the weak. That's the reason why the majority of them will prey on our own people. Our people have never had a chance to heal. So they would take advantage of our people. That's why. Our people did not have a chance to heal just yet. So they see an opportunity. They say, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, and they got money? They at the front door. Here, buy our stuff. Buy our stuff. That's why we're the number one consumers when we need to be the number one owners. We need to own things. Not pretend like we own things. That's what he's doing. He's putting on the front. Just imagine that after all of these years, 15, 17 years, he's still asking for donations with little to no results. And what I mean by that is that he's still showing up for you, right? In other words, you still seeing them, but what results are you seeing from him? You seeing him making an appearance, right? But that's only done to, make sure that he stays relevant. Because once they finish with him, boop, they're going to insert someone else that does the exact same thing. This is the reason why I be telling y'all ain't no building with people like that. I don't want to build with people like that, male and female. Those people are not for our people. They're in it for themselves. And some of them have no choice because they sold themselves, thinking that they was doing something for themselves. By now, if he was to be doing it properly, he would have had enough money to be taking care of his family. But no problem. How can you be an assistant principal? Back in the day, and you don't know how to teach? This is the reason why, this will be a hard pill for someone to swallow, but this is the reason why that piece of paper that you get after you graduate from college or a college or university doesn't matter. Even the job that you're applying for is not looking at it that way. They're still going to give you the lowest amount that they want that person in that position to make per year. It doesn't matter. You don't get a boost up just because you get a doctrine, because in most cases, you're not even getting the job that you want once you come out of college or, you come out of the university. They're going to be underpaying you and you're overvalued. You should be, not overvalued, but you're high up. You should be getting paid at a certain number that you think you should be making, at least over 80, right? At least over 80K a year. that works for, those who are immigrants in most cases. This is the reason why you see in the higher positions, the immigrants have that filled up, especially higher positions in the government. The majority of those people have what? Dual citizenship, right? Notice how he never even explained the process to you all that he wants to call Africans who are living in America, the process to gain dual citizenship and where they should be focused on establishing citizenship. With who? What government? He didn't show his relation to any, political ties on that note as far as the reason why. Okay, we should be following this thing. Okay, it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning. I said we needed our own from the get-go. The Africans got theirs, and so does everybody else. Everybody else has their form of government. We do not. We had it before. And when I brought that up and I told you how it went, then you realize that everyone else copied from our script. Everyone else meaning those that arrived here later. Okay, they're still visitors, they're residents, and transient status. They could be moved they can move here temporarily and they could be removed immediately. What makes you think that the government has the right to determine who comes here when they're not even indigenous to this landmass? The people that have the right, the birthright, to allow these, foreigners to continue to come here is us. Well, we have to reestablish our position. It's not hard, but it is going to take some work. Again, knowing who you are, right? That's one thing. And then on top of that, recognizing the people that are holding us back, like him. Purposely, keeping our people up under a spell. And that has to be removed. That's it. You got to let it go now. That's the reason why, because some of them are they're narcissists, and some of them are pretty good at it. So you won't be able to recognize it unless you really pay close attention and become aware of who you are and have control over everything about you. You can't let nobody else determine or dictate your every move, and what you should be doing. Man, if I come up on here and every 10, 15 minutes talking about something, donate, I wouldn't have gotten this far. The reason why is because of people like him. What I'm actually doing is for a great cause and actually benefited all of our people. Very impactful. And I still look at it as I'm just getting started. But yet, he been out there 15, 17 years and it's still same old. No progress when it comes to our people. Right? None. The Statue of Liberty was initially called Progress. The progress, what? Of a people. Moving from their peasantry to royalty. These pawns that are in a way need to be kicked off the board. That's what they are. They're pawns. Pawn pieces. Let them get chewed up and taken away. We got other soldiers that's ready. Real soldiers that's ready to put up the fight. To win this match. Are you a knight? Are you a bishop? Are you the rook? Are you the king? Or are you the queen? Which one are you? What position you want to play? Everybody got to know their position. And in order for that to happen, you got to speak up about it. Otherwise, we wouldn't know. We can't take a guess. We basing it off of your actions. Just like how you determine if you could trust a person. You base it off that person's actions. You're observing. You recording in the side of your mindset. I recognize this repeating pattern. This person goes this way when this is, happens, or whatever it is that you want to insert right there, right? When that pattern breaks, you recognize that that person is totally different from what you saw in the beginning. And in most cases, if they want to put the fact that they changed, they want to lay that blame on you, then you know what type of person that person is. That's a narcissist. When you know for a fact that you did nothing wrong, this ain't got nothing to do with you. It was about that individual this whole time. But they place that blame on you anyway. They don't want to take accountability. Those type of people you cannot trust. The government did that. Politicians did that. Okay? Certain particular tribes did that of this landmass. A lot of foreigners are doing it right now. A lot of foreigners doing it in the past. And then you got people like Umar Johnson. Yep. It never fails. It's not hard to recognize the signs as long as you open your mind to be able to format what you're looking at. You you interpret it the way you're supposed to interpret it. There's only one way to do it. It got to be the right way. Not somebody else's narrative. Not somebody else's ideology. We don't need their ideas. When our ideas over exceeded theirs in many different ways, our reputation is better when it comes to that. But our people can be bought and paid for. We just got to watch out for that. There's a lot of them out there. This ain't going to be the only time I'm live streaming. I'm going to be doing this again probably tomorrow. I'm going to go live. I am going to be clipping this up. I see that I had some technical difficulties earlier in this live stream, but I'm going to just triple check and make sure I got everything on this side correctly, because I don't know why it's doing that. But shout out to those of you that did come up in here and y'all showed love, and y'all was commenting and everything, and even including the haters that popped up in here. Of course, we're going to have some haters, but I mean, that only means that you're doing something right, especially if you're doing it for the right cause and the right reasons. When you ain't out there doing it for just yourself, you're doing it for your people. But when you being scandalous like that guy is, you see what I'm saying? That's why it'd be hard for people to trust people, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You're going to be trusting people that do right by you. Those are the people that you trust. The people that do right by you. That has never changed. That won't ever fold. You can feel those people's energy. Recognize that you're feeling their energy. That's what you're sensing it. That feeling that you get when you're around somebody you just met. You feel that vibe. Don't ignore that. That means that person you need to step far away from that person. Clear. Lena, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. 3,000 degrees, been a member for 62 months in a row. He said you woke us up, OCO 3,000 degrees. I appreciate that. Always showing up and showing love. Shout out to Southside Gotti for the subscription. Faith is all we need. Been a member for 18 months in a row. The Almighty put you in position to wake others up. I know that to be true. Now see, I was being obedient because they came to me. My ancestors came to me. The Creator came to me. And I was being obedient. Even people around me ain't understand what I was going through. So when I testify, I don't mean that, people gotta believe me. It ain't for them to believe me, is what I know. And what I'm going to testify. What happened to me. I know what happened. Because it was me. Tavion, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. He said, Pan-African agents for the white man. Yeah, it's not just them though, but you're right though. It's not just them, it's more. XL West, thank you for the subscription. Lady MG, thank you for the gifted. I appreciate that. Cameron, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome back. Fire. Dono, thank you for the super chat. He said police told him to blame Trump. Oh man. Empress Key, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. You said he tried his own damn soul. Shaking my head, laugh out loud. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens to. I mean, you could tell. I'm glad that people are recognizing, how to point them out. How to point out these narcissists. They need to go. Detach them away from your life. They're not there for your benefit at all. No matter if they like it or not. Once they know they don't got no more control over you, they will cease to exist. They will burn inside out. Libra Justice, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. You said, anyone else notice his left eye is puffy with the black ring around? Oh, yeah. Yeah, with that other video, right? I think you're talking about this one. The one that we played earlier. I was noticing that too.
Peace and
right
Pan-African.
I know what you're talking about. Right there. You're right about that. I did notice that. It is noticeable. Yeah, but y'all know about that black eye. We talked about that. Dane, the brother catch a hella karma. He forgot his tribe, but I'm 13% all day. Absolutely.
Set it on fire.
Roger, thank you for the super chat too. Lincoln, thank you for the subscription. Anthony, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. And Be Like That, thank you for the super chat. You said, let me get my notebook. Yeah, we're going to be doing more though, even though this one, I'm still going to chop it up for the people that didn't get a chance to watch it. But I'm definitely going to be doing more topics. We're going to go live again tomorrow. Roger came back with another super chat, doubled up and said, Dane, I've been trying to tell him it's been a long time. People are knowing their tribes. We snipe for our land. Absolutely.
Set it on fire.
It's that.
It's go time, Phil.
It's that time. It's that time. I'm glad that it's happening. It Be Like That. Thank you for the super chat again. Double it up, saying set it on fire.
Set it on fire.
All right. So, if I'm late tomorrow, you know what I mean? Regardless, I hope y'all be there, but I believe I'm probably going to have another late stream tomorrow. And I hope you all will be there because I got some things I want to cover. And don't forget that we got a surprise coming up here. Some announcements is going to be made. Y'all going to see what's going on. It's a beautiful thing, man. Look. I should get him a little. Nah, let me not do it. Nah. I'ma wait. Let me stop doing that. Let me stop doing that. I'ma wait. But yeah, man. Always walk for the truth, with the truth, and nothing but the truth. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Wado. I'm just here to make you think.